solo.
Good morning, YouTube. Alright. Just putting on this lawyer who's going to look back at the Depp versus Heard trial, the best and worst. So we have a few things going on today, but first let me replace the two tips that popped off. I lost them yesterday when I was doing the dishes, so I've already put peel base on, so I just really quick just have to glue them back on.
What the fuck is that?
And then we can talk about what's happening today.
It's bizarre. That's what we call a nervous fucking tick. Okay.
These are Crival nails. Dip liquid, so this is dip base.
Testifying that she punched you in the staircase.
And I'm just gluing my nail back on from yesterday.
Kate Moss in the stairs.
Do I remember saying that?
Yes.
Yes, I
In
do.
the right spot.
Yes, I do.
Press down. And I have 3 nails on this hand that I have to replace. Then we're going to swatch the newest Cosmic Nails collection, and we're going to do a manu with it. And I'm so excited. This collection just came in the mail yesterday, but I'm not psyched for it. Like, I don't want to wait. I watched the tutorial real quick and wrote down some notes because these nails are going to look like granite or marble, like actual rock. So I'm so excited. I haven't even finalized what colors I'm going to add to it yet. All right, that's good.
And then have something that absolutely is
I'm a little shaky. Don't mind me.
Kate testified. This many years ago.
Yeah, I'm shaking.
Exactly what happened is what she said happened.
So Johnny Depp would not have been able to talk about that incident.
It's hard to do nails when you shake.
Amber Heard not mentioned it in her direct examination. If you remember, there was a time where Johnny Depp's lawyers were like, yes.
In my head, instantly think of Kate Moss and stairs, and I swung at him. And all of
the reason they're like that is because they had Kate Moss in their pocket. They had Kate Moss.
Once I get these two, once this one's finished being glued on anyway, I'm going to replace the jelly tips on this hand.
It was unnecessary. She didn't even have to bring that up.
But anyway, good morning. Welcome to the Daily Nail. My name is Tara. This is my daily weekday nail show. 11 a.m. Eastern is mostly what time the live is at. Of course, the videos are always available for playback. But if you want to catch me live, I mean, with the rare exception, I'm live at 11. And if it's not going to be at 11, I usually put it out on social media what time it will be at. Okay, I'm going to, that's my son's phone.
He came running back
pull up the live.
And carried me to my room and got me medicated.
I gotta go into YouTube still.
Now you've got that vision, right? You've got the vision of Johnny Depp running back. I mean, so this isn't just, okay, Amber's a liar.
Oh, there it is.
Not only is Amber a liar, but Johnny's a good guy. That gives you a completely different impression.
Hey,
When I
Tara.
break down the pleadings that are in
The new collection?
Johnny Depp.
No, I haven't seen it yet because I was like, I'm not even gonna bother looking because I've been getting the text messages and stuff, the emails. Like, I'm not even gonna bother looking because I don't have the money to buy right now.
Against Mr. Johnny Depp. I'm a criminal defense lawyer.
But learn to work with the shake. That's right.
Well,
that's why I date this. Yeah, no, I keep it, and it's been sitting here since yesterday.
Do try civil cases, but the standard in a civil case.
Yeah, it can be hard. I'm super excited. Did you hear it? I'm gonna do the Rock On collection from Cosmic Nails today. Right, but I have to put on 3 tips. They were growing out.
Somebody else. You're suing them. You have to state what your claim. Count 1 is for death.
I already did all my cuticle work and everything, so that's fine. I just gotta glue them.
The online edition of the Washington Post. And here's basically the nuts and bolts of this. The sexual violence op-ed contained the following false and defamatory statements concerning Mr. Depp. Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and face our culture's wrath. That
Is
has
that
to
a one
change.
or
Then 2 years ago, I became a public
No.
figure representing domestic
one.
abuse, and I
Okay.
felt the full force of the culture's wrath for women who speak out. Another
There we
statement that's in
go.
the complaint is that I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men.
I'm gonna use the Imoli
The
gel base
implication
just
is
to be
that the
really
institutions
quick.
are protecting Johnny Depp. I write
To
this
attach
as a
these
woman
tips.
who had to change my phone number weekly because I was getting death threats. For months,
Of course,
I
my
rarely
light's
left
not
my
plugged in
apartment.
either.
When
I
I
gotta do
did,
that.
I was pursued by camera drones and photographers on foot, on motorcycles and in cars. Tabloid
Right.
outlets that posted pictures of me spun them in a negative light. I felt as though I was on trial
Okay.
in court. Public opinion in my life and livelihood depended upon a myriad of judgments far beyond my control. And so the claim is that
Again,
these
some
statements are
prep
concerning Mr.
and
Depp
some
and he is
primer.
Mr. Hurd's
Put on
former
my
husband,
nails here.
publicly and falsely accused him of domestic abuse and may succeed. There's 2 other counts: defamation.
How are you
statements
today,
in Ms.
Tara?
Hurd's December 2018 op-ed in the Washington
Did you
Post.
respond to me about
Basically
the
same
Manny?
statements that we're talking
about,
and count 3
the
defamation
August
for
dips,
statements
whatever?
made in an op-ed in which Ms. Heard republished when she retweeted the link. So what do you need for defamation? You need
Yeah, I just recently, well, within like maybe 6 months ago, got on something for it because
it puts Johnny Depp in a position
it was
where
like
he has
bad
to
enough
prove
that I have a
basically
social
that
worker
he
and my
believes, where there's
doctor were
almost a
like,
presumption that he
you know, they
did
see me,
you know,
they saw
in the
me, they knew
he's
how
gotta
I was,
prove that it's
and
false.
they're the
So you guys-
ones who
that's what
finally
makes it
were like, yeah, you need to be
Because
on
Johnny Depp
something.
putting forth all his
My
three
voice
claims
shakes,
of
all of it,
defamation,
you know.
and those are fairly simple and straightforward.
And the thing was, like, I didn't
Let's
even
just
know
talk
it
about
was
what this
anxiety.
brings
Like,
up.
I had to be told
She wants to do
that's what it
for
was.
Virginia Code under 801. And basically, Ms. Heard requests that this
Okay, so
court
right now I'm just
pursuant to
putting
Virginia Code 801
primer.
184 declare that she is immune from civil
here.
liability for Depp's claims.
I'm also gonna put some primer in my
Her
tips.
op-ed because Ms. Heard's op-ed is regarding matters of
Instead
public
of
concern
etching
that
them.
would be protected under the First
Have you
Amendment
seen
of the
this
United
Rock
States
On
Constitution by
collection,
Ms.
Tara, from
that are
Cosmic
false.
Nails?
So if the jury concludes that what is she,
Like,
what
I
she
was
is
so
saying
excited
is
I
false,
bought it.
then
Michelle bought
it's
it
just a matter
too.
of damages from there.
Because we weren't
So,
on it, but we wanted
The
it.
first claim that Amber Heard is saying is she wants to
Oh, you did?
court judge that
You
she is
did. I don't
immune
even know. I asked you so many questions. Is that in response to my message on Instagram?
So that claim will fail 100%. Then defamation.
What did you say? Oh my God. So with the Rock On collection, and then I'm on Monday's BBB for Cosmic Nails. Christy sent me these gems. They're so gorgeous. These ones are called Midnight Hour. You see them, they're like black, but then they reflect blue and purple. And then these ones are called Fall Fantasy. Oh my God, and they're like orange and pink. They're so gorgeous. Or, yeah, like an orangey yellow or golden pink, maybe. Obsessed with both of them.
See, the eye wasn't shut. 25 feet away from
Hi,
it. However,
Britt.
how the fuck am I going to?
Oh, you're talking about the Revel, Tara? You want it, but don't. Oh, you're talking about the Cosmic, but don't have the money. I know. I only had enough to get samples. Oh, you do? You have gems like that? Britt, look at these gems that Christy sent as like freebie in my order, my Cosmic Nails order. We're gonna do a Cosmic Nails Manny with the Rock On collection, which I'm super excited to use because it makes your nails look like granite. And I wanna, you guys gonna give me your opinions, like what color to add to it, because I haven't decided. I'm thinking either like pink
$100 million.
or
I mean, she's worth maybe 8. I think is what
I don't know. Would it work if I did the black rock base and then put teal over it? I don't know, because that's a lot of teal to make it look like turquoise.
This litigation itself is a violation of the
I think I'm gonna
Virginia
go
Crime
with
Act,
like
which is
white, gray, and
Let's
pink
get
or
into
something, maybe
the
for like a marble
cross-examination of
granite,
Amber
granite
Heard.
effect.
This is a
But look at these.
delicate case, because
This
if it's
is
not
fall.
done
Oh wait, no,
properly,
this
it
is
could really go
fall
south. It's
fantasy,
really
and they're like gold and
cross-examinations.
pink.
Once this entire trial happens,
Super, super pretty. And this one's called Midnight Hour, and they're blue and purple. We were just talking about them, and I'm like, I'm obsessed with them. They're so pretty. Oh, you got them on
I don't
Shine?
know why
Shein?
why
Or
she
however it's
is dressing
pronounced.
this way. And I don't mean to be that critical of her appearance.
All right, let me get these
Jury,
tips on real
is going
quick.
to have to take in what she is saying, and that includes her body language. That includes her dress. That includes her hair up or down.
I
Everything's
see
about
what's what
communication.
here.
I would have coached her a little differently on wearing this dress, and I would. Have put
I'm
her hair
using
down.
gel base
So one of the
coat
things that
to
Amber
attach
Heard did
these.
is she
today.
got a restraining order, and then she sort of broke the
You know
restraining
that
order herself
Emily
by
solid
going to the
nail
hotel.
glue gel? It doesn't make my nails, my fingers itch or anything, but it does. It's like I've had whole nails come off, and like with the Luxie, the Luxie soft tip glue, the gel glue there. I've never lost a whole nail like that ever. So I went back to using the Luxie, but I'm starting to have peeling and itching and all that. So I'm gonna use the Emily base coat, which is HEMA-free.
In March of 2013, where Mr. Depp hit you in the face multiple times. Do you recall that?
That's correct.
He talks about getting hit multiple times in the face. There are
Use my
absolutely
little
no
flexible
open
lamp. I love this thing.
on her whatsoever. If you are being pummeled with a guy
Is that
that's got
crooked?
multiple rings on both hands, you would think it would break
I think
the
it's
skin.
alright. There's some
That's
gel.
the kind of that's the
underneath,
point
and I-
Keel's trying to make here.
Even if
Correct.
it's not perfect, I'll
Testified
fix
quote,
file it to fix
"You
it
don't know
because I
how
think
many
it's
times
been
I've
on there
hit
too
you in
long.
the
I'm not
face."
gonna pull it off.
That's correct.
So Mr. Depp hit you in the face multiple times while he was wearing rings on this occasion, correct?
So I get that
There
gel.
was, I'm sorry, just so I understand better, there were several incidents in March. Which one are you asking me about?
The time
Okay.
that he hit you several times in the face wearing rings.
Well, he pretty much
March of
always,
2013.
right. What are you asking me? I'm sorry.
When you have a witness that's trying not to answer the question, which is what's happening here, she really lacks.
I'm not gonna
lose
fully
sense,
cure
lose credibility.
cure these
This is her
under
picture,
the
she doesn't
light,
wanna
this
answer
little
because
light.
she's
I'll
making
do
it up,
that
or
in
at least
my
that's what
lamp
the,
once they're
lawyers
secure
trying to bring up.
and, you
So
know, on
one
the
of the other
nails.
things you'll notice is that when she does give an answer, she looks at the jury. That's likely what her lawyers told her to do, because she's really not communicating with Camille. This isn't a conversation between she and the other side's lawyer. This is really her communicating to the jury.
He was wearing
Looks
rings on that
good.
occasion.
I pretty much always know when I wear rings.
Let's please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 170A, which is already in evidence, Your Honor.
One more left.
You testified, this is a picture you took after that.
Aren't they
incident.
pretty, Brett? The
Yes, that
gemstones?
was
Yeah.
when he grabbed me.
So you guys, what's your thoughts on like what color to add to a white base with either gray or black veins going through it? I want to add another color to it. I thought about just doing white, black, and gray, but
And hit you in the face so many times and you don't remember. Is
I
that correct?
That's
I want to add something to it. So
And
I
there's no injuries to your face in this picture.
I would love to try and do like
Okay.
turquoise nails, nails that look like turquoise, you know.
Reflecting and sought treatment after this alleged incident.
But
I did not seek medical treatment at this time.
you would have to add a lot of turquoise, you know what I mean? So I'm looking kind of to use a color that I can just add
Testified
small
blood in
bits
the vagina
of
as a
too.
result of that sexual assault.
And then I might even use like silver gel liner. That's why I was thinking pink. Nothing, not like a hot pink though, more like just a regular pink.
This is just trial tactics 101. Coming from a man, it would sound so much differently than coming from a woman.
There aren't any medical records reflecting that you sought medical treatment for any of these injuries, are there?
Perfect.
I did not seek medical treatment after Australia. No,
Not for the rape,
no, I did not want to tell you.
not for the cuts,
All
No,
not for the
right.
injuries to your face.
I didn't need to.
I can see some gel under
So let's
here.
take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1090, which is already in evidence.
And if you notice, she doesn't give her time to explain.
Okay.
She gets out what she needs to get out and doesn't ask too many questions.
You took this
Out
out
of
of
the way.
That's correct.
Let me just plug in Dominic's phone. It was like at 3% when I grabbed it
Correct?
from him
Yes.
this morning. He is on the worst summer schedule, you guys. Like, he's staying up all night. He was still up when I got up this morning. And he was, yeah, like, that's how it's been. Like, he's staying up all night. And then going to sleep. And then sleeping all day. So Nick's like, you gotta start getting back on a better schedule, buddy. You're going back to school. And I'm like, well, if he's not on one, he's gonna have a rude awakening, you know, the first couple of days of school, and that will get him on a schedule real quick. You know?
Yes, I did.
Sending these very
Oh, that sounds a shimmery purple.
So you sent Miss Penny to
That
the
sounds
picture
good.
with ice cream
Let me
slippers.
look and see what I have from Cosmic. I mean, I can use a different brand, but I want to, you know, go through my Cosmic first. I even thought about adding something with glitter, but we have to file. There's no top coat, clear caps, clear encapsulation on the way she did it. So, but I could add flakes. I have some white flakies from Sparkle and Company.
It's also after 17 hour work day.
You know what I mean? That would add maybe a little bit of depth or reflection, you know, that since I can't do glitter. All right, hold on. My Cosmic dips are up here.
And these are, she's just out and
All right, yeah.
of lying and playing semantics with you.
hold
She
on.
doesn't want to go there. But she's on record,
There's
you know,
another
on
ring
a
of
TV
Cosmic
show
dips. Okay.
saying she's donated this money. You can pledge all you want, but until you paid, you haven't donated
These are
yet.
Cosmic? Yeah, definitely. Wow, okay. All right, so these are all my Cosmic dips. Shimmery purple.
Quote, 7 million total was donated to.
Then put a stop to it. The thing is, though, we can put him into bed, but he's not tired. You know, then he's still up all night.
I read she's worth about $8 million.
He's been sleeping on the couch though, like the whole summer, because there's no AC in his room.
99% of her.
All right,
her
I don't know that I have a shimmery. That's gorgeous, but I don't know if I have a shimmery
And you
purple
say
from
this
Cosmic.
because you, quote, wanted nothing, end quote.
Come on, Barbie, that's like a
But you
shimmery
hadn't
thing.
donated your entire
Hold
$7
on.
million settlement to charity.
If I don't have one in here though, I'll just go through my
Sitting here
purples.
today, Ms. Bird, you still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to
Oh, I
charity.
got that
Isn't that
gorgeous
right?
purple though. Oh, I love this one. And actually, it is a shimmer, but it's got a blue shimmer.
I intend to fulfill those obligations.
That's not my question.
It might be too dark. I don't know.
What
Try to answer
What do you think of this one?
Sitting here today,
It's called I Choose You.
the $7 million donated.
It's purple with like blue shimmer. It was from a former BBB. I
for
do
her
love
age.
that.
She would say no. I haven't paid it yet, but I pledged it and it's going to get paid. She could that would just be easy to say that, but she can't.
Let me look on my
because she
purple
somehow
swatch
thinks
rings.
she's giving
What I got.
something up. The person from the ACLU has said it's not been paid. So it is just a fighting over semantics, which is just ridiculous. You lose
Yeah,
that
maybe
money.
you're tougher
And
than
it's over
I am,
something
Tara.
like this.
You don't understand. I don't know.
Divorce settlement to charity.
I was gonna say you don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't know if you know like the extent of things that I've gone through, you know, with my older children.
$3.5 million of your own money to the ACLU.
But
Yes or no?
I have not yet.
and the thing is too, he'll stay up till like 1 with Nick. Nick's up late. Nick's a night owl too. But even still, Nick goes to bed. You know what I mean?
You pledged it.
All right, I think I might
I
use
disagree
that.
with that.
I choose you as long as I can
Most of the
find
money
it.
that was donated.
So she's fighting.
Yeah. A lot of purple glitters. What's that? Oh, double dip. Tyrian purple. Kind of like yellow. Oh, I got this Luxie purple. Hold on.
Maybe.
I got a light one, but that's not the one I'm thinking. I have this super deep dark purple shimmer. It's actually, I think it's got a black base.
There's nobody home.
That's gooseberry. That's like
with the lawyer over something that doesn't
I
really
have
matter.
that one. That's not the one I
She
was
said, yeah,
thinking of. That's more like a
haven't
pink.
paid it yet. I'm going to, but the problem is she's on record saying she's already donated the full amount of her settlement, trying to make herself
I have so
look
many
better than
swatch,
she is.
Luxie swatch. Oh, I think this is it right here.
Your name came from someone else.
It's really dark. It's called Iris. This is it right here. It's a shimmer.
$5,000 that was donated to the ACLU in your name wasn't paid by you, right?
I believe Elon made a donation in my honor on one of the years.
Which one do you think? The cosmic one? You think that shade will go?
And at least $500,000 that was donated to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
Definitely won't probably look natural.
And it didn't come out of your
So the thing is, I'm gonna do a white base, and then we can pick from any of these other colors to let's swatch them, and then I'll finish up prepping my nails.
So one of the things, aside
Then we
from
can kind of have an idea of what we're doing.
a lot, that just isn't productive.
Upside down. So the white one, the names are all really cute too.
But you also,
So this first one, the white one, is called On the Rocks.
that are directly related to the claims that she's making. She's made a counterclaim. Let's listen to what she
And
has to say.
they're made to look like actual rock, stone. This is what it looks like in the jar. And she also said, like, you can see there's like little pieces
I
of
don't know if she was
stuff in there. So she said, if you pour over, you're not going to get those pieces. So you're better off laying flat. So that's what we'll do for our
So-
swatches.
That last question is an excellent question, but it's a very broad, open-ended question. Now they object to it, to throw them off their game.
Oh my God, I love it.
Some people talk about strategic objecting.
So let's do this
I
one
never
dip
did that.
of it. I might
try
even
not to
just do
object
one
unless
dip,
I
save
have a really
it.
good
So save
reason.
the product for me.
I try not to object unless I have a good faith reason to do so.
Changed everything.
I mean, I've lost my cool with them before, don't get me wrong, but not a lot, you know.
It doesn't really help his case to be clever. Like that didn't help everything.
Sorry.
Sir, if you could wait till the objection.
Yes, I'm sorry.
What has it been like for you to listen to Miss Heard's?
But he listens to me when I tell him to like go take a shower or go brush his teeth, you know, stuff like that. But some things, I mean, I enjoy taking care of him, you know.
It's
I know we were talking about him staying up
It's
late. It's
insane.
totally different.
to hear heinous
I think I'm just gonna leave him with one.
accusations of
It looks good, and that's how Christy did her nails. One dip of the white,
that she's attributed to me that she's
then she added some of a second color from here. I mean, you can. There's so many ways you can do it. I'm just kind of following along, basically the way she did it,
split themselves up.
because it's my first time, you know.
So
So there's On the Rocks. Ooh, there's a lot of shimmer in here too.
their time.
That's a shimmer.
Just simply has to,
All right, let's
because it's
do
right
Not to
out of control.
Quarry. That's a cute one too. Not to Quarry. They're all cute names. Ooh, this is like a green. I was so convinced I was just gonna do like
Ludicrous.
white and black or white and gray, but ooh, this green's so pretty. I wanted to wait and swatch them together in case you guys had any ideas you could help me out with, you know.
And all
Oh, I did the wrong thing too, and I poured over. Whoops.
awful. I wanted
See, at that point, he should object because Nell's married.
Oh, maybe this is the one that I was thinking was the gray one.
none of us.
It's like a greenish gray, and it probably depends on your skin tone what color it's gonna be.
Have never in my life committed sexual battery physical abuse,
So cool. Just for the heck of it, I'm gonna do a second dip on this one.
outlandish, outrageous stories of me committing these things. I'm living with it for 6 years
Okay.
and waiting to be
Not
able
to Quarry is the name of this one. And this collection is available. It's 5 dips, so you can buy it as a collection, or you can just buy the dip, you want individually. But
But
the 5 dip collection in sample sizes is only $14. So it's very affordable.
I did tell the truth.
Look at that.
And I
It like truly looks like,
spoken out.
I don't know if I would say cement on this one or something, but it's so cool.
Carrying
All right, let's move on to the next one.
reluctant pain for 6 years.
So you take the character evidence that was brought in by Kate Moss.
How about Hard Rock
And-
Life?
That
Let's see what color this one is. I'm unsure
and then
looking
all
through the
shit
jar.
that
Oh, it
they
looks
did
like
on the various instances
a light
where they
taupe.
prove
maybe.
that Amber Heard is not telling the truth. I don't see how it.
All right, let's pour it out so I don't forget.
2016.
And you can see
Ms.
there's
Heard walked
pieces
to the
in
courthouse
there.
in
I
Los
don't
Angeles,
know.
California, to get a no notice ex parte restraining order against Mr. Depp.
I don't know what they are, but everything's super soft. It's not like gritty or hard or anything like that.
Survivor of domestic abuse at the hands of Mr. Depp.
So she's going right after her, by falsely telling the world, by getting a no notice. What a no notice is, it's an ex parte. So, in order to get the restraining order, all you have to do is allege that there's some kind of abuse. Judges will sign it as if it's a leaf coming blowing in the window.
What is at stake in this trial is a man's
There we go.
good name.
Ooh, this one's really pretty.
What is at stake in this trial?
I really like this one.
Now, here's the thing.
Of course, it'll probably look like
We
crap
were
on me
advocating
because
for
of this
your
tone.
And I actually teared up in closing argument.
It's so beautiful, though.
One
I
was
love
attorney,
that color.
You can call them,
So that one is
crime
Hard
group,
Rock
you know,
Life.
But here's the thing. First of all, I guarantee you, Camila, and the whole team is very attached to Johnny Depp. They believe in their cause.
We
they know
got
what they're
2
doing,
more
and
left.
so
I
it becomes
love
motion.
you,
And it becomes
and don't take it
a
for
mission.
granted.
As you heard from Mr. Depp,
Let's do don't take it for granted because I love you is black.
at this trial, Mr. Depp experienced persistent verbal, physical, and emotional
So these
abuse.
are all very natural toned colors,
You heard from Mr. Depp
earthy
about how
tones,
he
you know.
insult him, physically attack him.
This is
So-
such a unique
and here's
collection. I've never seen anything like this
actual,
before. I mean, I know like
recordings in
Gigi's
video
custom
back up
dips
what
or whatever.
She's saying. And to
She
back up
makes dips
Johnny
that they
Depp's
call,
claims.
the marble dips or whatever.
Mr. Depp thought
But these are, totally
while
different
seeing
than that.
elaborate, sadness,
That you get,
tactical
that
accounts
look.
of abuse, and every
from the foils and the glitters and everything,
No,
that are in there. This is more
no
of a stone
ever claimed
look.
that Mr. Depp raised an opinion. It was 58. And
That's kind of an important fact. Because
This
you don't
one's
just all
really
of a sudden
pretty
start
too,
being a
but
dick.
I'm
You
love
don't
with
all of a
that
sudden
one.
start just beating on somebody.
Although that one would probably look better on me. I like them
You
both.
just
Now you can
I've
use
seen
whatever
this
color
happen,
you
guys.
want as
Who-
your
who are white
base,
people.
and then
Yeah,
add
that's
anything you
nothing's ever
want
their fault.
to it.
They're cheap, and she's always to blame. It's just
I'm
ridiculous.
thinking at the end
So
of
let's take a
adding
look
like
at,
silver,
the closing argument for just some of the highlights. of the
gel
closing
liner
argument for Amber
maybe
Heard's.
in a few spots, like if I can get it thin enough to make like veins, or
global humiliation.
even maybe a little bit of foils in there, depending on the colors that we end up using.
Everything he can to destroy your life, to destroy your career.
I gotta look and see if I have that purple. It's not, I'm worried because that purple's not like actually like a,
jury to be an accomplice to. but it's not
earthy
surprising.
stone
Mr.
color.
Depp cannot and will not take responsibility for
That's
this.
why I was kind of
It's always someone else's fault.
thinking
Does the First
pink.
Amendment
All
That's
right.
interesting.
Here we
It's
go.
Exactly what
Oh,
Craig
this is
said
not
about
I
that
love you.
neighborhood.
This is the same one I
gives
just
Ms. Heard
watched.
the right to write the words that she wrote
Or no, the other
In
one I
this
watched. So
article-
the one I just did, don't take it for granted.
on December
Right
18th,
here.
2018.
Okay, let's
So the
do
First Amendment's an interesting argument because the First Amendment really protects speech, but not all speech. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. It protects you against government
I
action.
love it.
It doesn't protect you against private action. So it's a little bit misplaced then.
That's the question. We cannot simultaneously
I think
protect
this
and
base is
uphold
really.
First Amendment and find in favor of Johnny Depp once again. You simply cannot. You have to decide, should someone be able to write an article like that in the United States of America without being sued successfully, without having to go to hell for certain responsibility? Think about every piece of evidence that you've heard over the last 6 weeks.
So his First Amendment argument is interesting because it's
That's
what he
beautiful
comes out
too.
with. He doesn't come out with the allegations are true.
Pretty.
I mean, which is really the ultimate defense to this.
So
And
with
which is what I would
the
come out
exception
on the
of
block. I don't know
the
why you would come
greenish
out right
one
away
over
with the First
here,
Amendment
I
argument.
just
It
did
seems
one
like
layer
weaker
on all the
that
rest.
you can't fight for him because it's true.
And that's just to get us moving on.
About the relationship. None of that is in the article. None of it. We all know that it would be a very different article if she had written about what she said.
My cosmic
She's
drawer is a
spoken
hot
about in the last
mess.
6 weeks. Because he knows the words are true, Mr. Depp says that the words now have a defamatory implication. He says the statements are the same.
Sorry,
as
whatever I
saying
find first.
Johnny Depp
But
is his name.
Daydream isn't called Daydream?
About himself doesn't mean it is.
She said it
No,
was
I
about-
choose you.
So
It's
he contradicted the
Daydream.
testimony of his own client.
He has
Oh.
to show you that any
Another purple.
defamatory implication was designed and intended. Look at number 4. Designed and intended by Ms. Heard to convey the defamatory meaning that he suggests. Just
So one of the things you do in a closing argument is you can put up the elements, and that's what they've done here. It's just
Got
put
it.
the elements of what needs to be proven.
There it
they never
is.
think about their own life. That implies any involvement with any other person could be defamatory, and
That's not true.
I was
I mean,
looking
you
for
can't-
Come On Barbie.
These are highly visible people, and the words matter.
Here's Come On Barbie, which is a pink.
intense.
And then we have purple. Maybe I'll use them both.
You don't have to take her words.
Oh, yeah, this is the
Take her
purple
words
one.
as the story of the ACLU.
I
She said
choose
the option
you.
wasn't even Ms. Heard's idea.
Because some of my stuff, my cosmic stuff, are in bags because they were BBBs. And then some stuff's in jars because it's stuff I bought or whatever. But oh, it's just a hot mess. Then I got schedules in there and
That's the
everything.
only evidence presented about Ms. Heard's motive.
All right.
Except her statement.
All right, I think we got the colors.
About her experiences after
You
Johnny
hang
Depp.
these back.
The only reference to sexual assault.
Oh, I can't reach. I gotta stand up.
You can read the op-ed. The sexual assault that she said she had experienced by the time she was college age
Okay.
before Mr. Depp. So there is a reference to sexual violence.
So real quick, let me
But it's not by
activate.
Mr. Depp. Mr. Depp can't hold reliable.
Brush off and activate.
Dictate something that had nothing, that was not about him. And they want you to think that she
Make sure you brush these off well too.
By tweeting out the link to the online version. So
I want to
let's
see
look
what they feel like.
This is the tweet.
So this gets a little drawn.
So it probably feels like a
You sort of
glitter
get the
dip,
point.
like a fine, glitter dip, or a small glitter dip, with little bumps on it.
And that's a very, very important thing. He told his story. He had his opportunities.
Yep.
He had his full opportunities.
Okay, I'll activate them and then we'll show them off
And he
here.
came in, lied to me and said he's here to get
The difference between Mr. Rattenberg and
I should have let Christy know I was doing this today, but
and
this is my first time, and if I screwed it up, I didn't want
She
her
sounds
here.
more like
reputation. It's just one of many lies in this case, but it's a really big one.
Although it might have been good to have her here, talk me through it. I didn't think of that part.
Precious time, 6 weeks of this court's time, for what? For nothing. Only to go after Amber. That's psychological abuse.
Okay.
He's going after Amber for nothing. Because he wants to put her through this on him the third time. We're fighting back, and that's the time.
These are so cool. This one's got a little bit of streakiness just because it's one layer and it's black, but you get the drift.
Hold this man responsible. He has never accepted responsibility.
See, that's actually the way she's going about
All
it
right.
is actually, you know, that man.
I think I'm gonna leave them as they are, sugared.
She's not gonna go outside the house, without putting makeup on. And if she has.
And you could totally, if you do your mani, you could leave them sugared as well. So it depends if you could going for like a polished stone look or natural stone, like a raw stone. So here we go. We got not to quarry.
That is an interesting fact that she just brought up. And
Oh, don't take it for granted.
At the courthouse.
Then we got Hard Rock Life
They're displayed.
on the rocks.
She's not wearing makeup.
And
What does she do with?
I Lava You is the black one.
Or she intends to give it to children. Now, they make much ado about it.
Janet, hey girl. Oh my God, that TikTok or whatever, the Beyonce one with the husband and wife, that was hilarious, Janet.
We go further for flavor.
You and for children.
Patty messaged me and she's like, Janet left Dip Goddesses. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, that must be a mistake. I'm like, she wouldn't leave. And especially she wouldn't leave without saying something to me first. Like I knew that couldn't have been true. Did you leave a different group? One of the like and save groups or something?
We typically do pledges because of the tax benefits, and that's what she said. She pledged it over.
So Janet, we're doing a mani with the Rock On collection from Cosmic Nails. I just swatched them.
She looks like.
But I also
it's just a
replaced 3
losing
tips, so let me get a different file.
Now she started to
So I gotta rough these up. Let me do that now.
The first one was on behalf of.
We got peel base on so we can get going.
Mr. White actually sent the letters with 100,000 for each of those. That was the initial ones. He was trying to take credit for those, and in fact, both the ACLU and Children's Hospital got confused and gave the credit to Mr. Depp, not to Amber for those. Then she made payments to both, and Elon Musk also made payments
So she ain't made shit. It's everybody else paying.
both for 500,000 each, which she didn't count to her pledge, but they helped those organizations. At the end of the day, she's made $1 million in payments to them. But then she got sued here and
That's
hasn't
not
been able
true.
to because she spent $6 million in attorney's fees. That is unrefuted. She still
Okay.
She just said she spent $6 million in attorney's fees. $6 million. Here's the thing. The difference in counter lawyers is just stark. It really is stark. The
There we
difference
go.
in approach to the case is stark. I think Johnny Depp will win this case, but I don't know for sure. You never know what a jury's going
All
to
right,
focus
those
on.
look
You never know what
good.
they're going to hang their hat on.
Next,
I
I'm
just
just
had a
going to
case
put a
where
gel
the
and
jury could not
top
decide
coat in
after 3
one
days of deliberation.
over
and it's
these
It's a tough
rough
thing trying
top
a case. It really is.
3
It's
jelly
fun.
tips
It's,
that I had to
it's so
replace.
rewarding. And at the end of the day, when they got done.
Oh,
I guarantee
okay.
you, those lawyers
Well, Patty
don't
must have
find
had
that
it too,
anybody
because I
else.
know you're still
And
in
it
the
looks
chat.
like they
I saw
gelled
you
as a
there.
team, and
Yeah.
it's like he
All right,
gelled
I'll
with
tell
the
Patty because I
lawyers.
think she was
So,
confused and was
Now the
wondering.
jury's going to deliberate. And they've got a lot.
I'm gonna use
they
my
sat for
Cosmic
6
Nails
or 7
Hemo-free
weeks in the
2-in-1
trial,
gel
and
top coat.
It'll
Stuff
be
is
interesting
great.
to see what happens. So we'll continue to follow it.
A Virginia jury's decision to side with Johnny Depp in his defamation lawsuit is drawing both condemnation and praise.
A lot of people, but some people talk about this notion that this has set the women's movement back. In the light of day is not going to put any movement back. Facts are what rule the day. And if a woman is to be believed, which they should be believed, but it should withstand scrutiny, the facts got in the way of Amber Heard.
Yeah, a major setback for women. For women,
Bullshit.
So, you guys, I'm watching.
Because
Do you guys know who Bruce Rivers, the criminal lawyer, is? He's on YouTube. He's got a channel, and he reacts to like
Although a lot of it was suppressed in this case, as opposed to
court
the UK.
things or trial things or cases that are going on and stuff.
She didn't have
He'll tell you what's going on or whatever, but he's reacting to the best and worst. It's like looking back, reacting to the best and worst of the Depp v. Heard trial. So that's what this is. It just came out like 11 hours ago. But I like watching him. He's funny. He's a criminal defense attorney, but he's good. He always says, stop self-snitching. So I'll tell you guys, if you ever get pulled in by the cops or anything, you never talk without an attorney. Even if you're innocent, don't talk without an attorney because
absolutely
they can twist stuff around on you.
And I think that's, remember what I said a while back? Falso nuno, falso in omnibus. If you're lying about one thing, you're lying
Oh,
about
wait,
it.
where?
That's the credibility.
Janet, did you get guests for Tropical Days? I'm thinking it must be Tropical Days, is it?
why do you think they did not believe her? I think that a lot of that was.
Yeah, I think Chastity made one by mistake one
Not
time.
the facts of the case. No, it couldn't be that they shoved a bunch of rebuttal witnesses up her ass and
So is it Tropical
completely
Days?
contradicted her with facts. It has nothing to do with Johnny Depp.
I think the celebrity
It must be.
status-
It
This is a
must be
celebrity
Tropical
too.
Days dips.
Here's the problem. You're on this losing side.
I hope this
To
works,
be honest with
guys.
you, nothing can be gained by her making this appearance on TV, honestly.
I think after
think
I
it's smart
add
for the
like
deaf team to decline and not be
when
public
I'm
about
going to
this.
add my
I'm
accent
sure Johnny
colors,
gets this.
I think
I don't want
Christy
you to trash her.
sprinkled
I don't
hers,
want you
but
to
she
say
had
about
like
it.
a squeeze
And,
bottle that she
and now you've
uses to
got
dispense
Elaine
her dip powders
going
into jars.
ham on
I don't have anything like.
Johnny Depp.
Well, I'm not gonna go get
But you have to
anything like that.
remember,
I'm
with these
thinking I could
two trials,
maybe do the same
all
thing with like an
evidence
ombre
came
brush
in
and just tap
in
a little
the
bit of
UK.
powder, you
Mr.
know.
Depp brought that one. The burden of proof was on the
But
son in the
that
UK
might make it
because
more
they had
spread
come to a
out,
wife beater and
you
talked
know.
about domestic violence.
See,
Well, we
in
got a
the
little
UK,
scoop like this
Amber
too.
Heard
So,
wasn't a defendant.
all right, let's just get our POVs on.
Well, it's not really analogous at all.
In this case, the jury not only didn't believe Amber Heard, but in ruling that she acted with actual malice, I mean, she
Black
had the
Dahlia
intent
lacquer
to cause
POVs
harm,
today.
right? That's a pretty high standard they're proving.
And it's
I
pretty
love the
amazing
smell
since
of this one. This
op-ed
is
never
the
even
yin yang one.
mentioned Mr. Depp. You have to remember that. What they learned from the UK case.
The op-ed never even mentioned Mr. Depp. But didn't Amber Heard, in her testimony, she said it was about him. And then the jury believed her when she said that.
Is to demonize Amber, which is what they did, and to try to suppress as much of the evidence that came in the UK and did not come in the United States. But the other problem is we had cameras in the courtroom. So here we had not only did
It's everybody's
There we go.
fault but mine.
So
I knew it. Congratulations, Janet. I'm so happy for you.
Point to the other side.
Woo, woo.
The better thing to do is to
So Janet got a guest ambassador spot at Tropical Days Dips for September.
Do you feel like
Yay,
Amber made a
girl.
mistake while she was on the stand? It's the celebrity, it's Johnny, it's the people who support him. But what about you and your team?
Now that is an excellent point. And the thing about it,
Okay,
is,
so
it's really
how
hard for somebody who
about-
charges about $6 million to defend Amber Heard to say they made a mistake, and you sit there. She's not going to self-snitch. I mean, that's just not what she's going to do.
well, and that's an excellent question. And to say, and you know, Amber even said on the stand, I am not perfect.
Okay, let's blame Amber.
I am a human
All right.
being. These people
So
were
there's
given
no
a death
gray.
threat.
We
So
got
are
black,
they
white,
perfect?
and then a
No.
couple.
Is
We
there
got a
something else we
tan.
do?
We got like a cinnamon color, and then this
I read my
greenish
closings 100 times
color.
afterwards, whether I win or lose. That's part of.
So
being a
I
lawyer,
am
a good trial
going.
lawyer.
Bullshit. I don't redo my closing 100 times. If you do, if you
I'm gonna
literally
use the
redid your
white.
closing 100 times, guess what?
And then
You're
we'll.
indecisive and you
I'm
don't
gonna
know
do
what
one
you're
layer
talking
of white, okay, and then we're just gonna put
There's always
base
something.
in
But I think that there were
either a
lot of
thin
influences here
line
that were
or
beyond our control. I have to believe
some
that the
type
jury,
of
even though
lines
they're
I'm gonna
told
do
not to
with
go
my
and
base
look at
brush,
everything.
maybe like
We
on
had
the
to
side of
have
it though, you know, so I
That's
get
the
thin
jury's fault
lines.
for looking at social media.
And we'll
So, I mean,
pour, or
She-
not
so
pour,
it's the
we'll lay
judge,
flat
it's the-
into the black.
it's Amber's imperfect.
That will give us like the
It's-
black.
she's pointing
veins
any
or
fingers back at
whatever.
herself. No.
After we do the black, we have to fill in the white spots again with a second layer to like even it out. And then you go in and you can sprinkle whatever other colors you want on there. And then after that, you activate.
I don't think they were fighting fair.
So
Objection.
you're gonna file down, you know what I mean, some of
Object to the extent it calls for
the dip
hearsay.
and what's
Improper
on
explanation.
top.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection leading.
I'm fine.
I'm gonna do pink
Objection.
and purple,
Objection.
I think, with it.
I'm trying here, Judge.
And you know, if I can do I love you good enough, hopefully, you know, it will disperse to make parts of my nail gray with the white, you know.
Have been disregarded, or in this case, is it part of the actual ethics code? Sorry for any mistake. I mean, English isn't my first language. Well,
I'm
control
iffy
laws.
on the
That's a
purple,
very good
Britt. I'm
question
not sure. I
because
might just stick
first of
with
all, I think
pink.
it's bullshit to do that.
Something like
because
traditional,
really,
you
what
know,
the jury said
like,
in 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
I don't know. I grew up
Or
in
more.
Milford and we had
And
tons,
what are they getting
where I
paid?
lived in
$15 a day?
Massachusetts, we had tons
You know,
of
they're not getting paid
quarries
much.
and
their lives are
tons of
completely disrupted.
granite facilities,
So you
like
getting on
granite,
national TV and
I don't know what you
and
call it,
saying that
places
they're
where you can go
engaged in social media when she's got
get buy granite or whatever.
zero
But we used to go swimming and partying at the quarries and stuff, you know.
You didn't hear the
I have so many good memories of it and of the pink granite.
They're gonna say
So that's
you
why
love
I'm kind of
you know,
leaning towards
But
pink.
notwithstanding that, it doesn't matter. You know,
Even
lost
though
cases,
New
and
Hampshire
we
is the
lose cases,
granite
shut
state,
and
Massachusetts has a lot
she
of
should have
granite
done.
too.
Maybe she wanted her 15 minutes of fame, but it did her no good.
Yeah,
Here's a
Brett.
rule about juries.
I'm just
You're
thinking
not
it will
supposed
look
to do
more
anything to a
like
jury that's gonna
natural,
either
you know.
influence future jury
Um,
service or call into question.
I'm just
something
worried
they
the purple is
direct.
gonna like
So,
look too. I
One of
don't
the things I
know.
like to do after
I don't
trial is
know.
talk to jury members. Sometimes they will talk
Although,
to
I,
sometimes
but maybe I'll
especially if it's
maybe
a
I'll
sensitive
still do
case,
both.
usually
I
they
haven't
like to talk to
decided.
defense lawyers. But
You
it
know,
gives you
we'll
an
see
idea
how
of
it
what
goes.
they're thinking. And when you get a window into
I've
what they're
never done
thinking,
anything like this. I'm a little apprehensive, but I'm
and
more
say, what did I
excited.
do wrong? What did I do right?
So today we're
And
going to
try
use
adjust
On
for
the
next
Rocks,
trial.
and
So
I
you're always
love
trying to get
it.
better.
You.
Always have to try to get better.
I should have saved those
I would never
cupcake
pass
liners.
off a jury like this unless I absolutely knew for certain that there was
Got my Crival
jury
Nails
misconduct
Precision
proof.
tool, which I
Yeah,
should
then I
file
would file a motion.
clean.
I wouldn't go to the Eyewitness News and say,
Oh,
oh, by
that
the way,
looks better.
look at me, aren't I fantastic? Yeah, by the way, that juror is a piece of shit. You know, you just can't do that. I mean, and I think it's there's no ethical thing I think that she violated by doing
So
that.
again, to
But,
do this, following
yeah, so
Christy's
that's that.
tutorial,
So
and
that
if you're
was-
curious, it's on the
Our
Cosmic
son-in-law
Nails
was absolutely
YouTube
hilarious.
page.
So that
She's
was,
got a Cosmic Nails
you know,
page,
our
and the
kind of
tutorial.
recap of
It's a Manny
happened
with
during
me. It's
that-
her most
her
recent
trial, and it was
video,
just
and
amazing
it shows her
display
doing
of
her Manny.
lawyering from a giant desk lawyer, I thought.
She
So,
used
mistakes and your criminal
On the
recaps. Make sure you
Rocks
subscribe,
with
follow us on Instagram,
Don't
follow us on
Take
Twitter,
It for Granted
and sign
in
up for
hers,
Patreon.
and then
And
she
make sure you look
added
at
as
our
her
Instagram
third
page. We'll
color
post a lot of updates on my trip and other things. So
color
we'll
that's
see you next
like
time.
a
Don't
midnight
remember where it
blue.
reacts.
Yeah, go back before the music catches somebody. What else we got? Mushroom Madness Down Under. Mushroom Luncheon wipes out guests. Oh my god, I have to watch this. Remember the guy I watched reporting live from my sofa?
Imagine if you
He's
get
next.
ahead of your IBS.
And it says,
A former daughter-in-law hosts her former in-laws for a lunch that will end up leaving 3 of them dead and 1 in critical condition.
Oh my God.
Fighting for his life. And it has all of Australia giving some
A former daughter-in-law hosted her former in-laws to a luncheon, left 3 of them dead and 1 in critical care, fighting for his life. So that's what this is about.
Hello, Sofa Squad, and welcome back to the sofa. The sofa's behind me, still pretending to be a sofa.
Can you guys
My
hear
name's
it?
Paul, and our sassy sidekick, Mr. Roscoe Pico Train, is sitting over here
Not
on
quite
some
dry.
covers, though I will almost guarantee you that he is going to be making his little chicken scratching once I start talking, and that's when he'll make his appearance. Now, today we're going to be talking about a case that has been, I don't even know what to say about this one, but in this point in time, nothing shocks me anymore, right? But we're going to be talking about the case that has become known as like the murderous mushroom case, and you'll soon learn why. Now, specifically for this video, what
Happened
we're going
in
to do is we're going
Australia.
to review this in a few different ways. Number one, we're going to do our little, overview of it, which will be a little bit more in-depth than usual because there's just not a ton out about it yet. So we're going to go arrived at this video. Then we're going to be reviewing some articles that will go over Erin Patterson. That is the person at the center of this that we're kind of questioning what her motives were. She gave a
Janet, what have you
statement
been
that
watching
definitely got
on
us going,
TV? Have you been watching any
So
trials?
there's that. Then secondly,
haven't
she
been
also
watching
did,
any
like, a
because
brief interview with some media that's
nothing
outside
really
her
has
house.
caught my
That was the
attention.
game changer for me. Okay, so we're going to be reviewing
This
some
nail's
clips
dry.
from that. That's how we'll do
The rest
that. And what we're going to do before we do all that is we're going to open the doors. We're going to fluff the cushions up because we do need to make room. for
Sorry,
today's
guys.
sponsor who
We
has
have to
made
wait. I should have did
this
this like
video possible.
before I
Y'all
swatched,
don't wanna
maybe,
blow
but I
our
would have
man
been
with
too
the
worried
wall.
about
So
messing up my
welcome.
nails.
So I want to share a new product that I found. It's in the
I'm
fragrance
super psyched to do
category,
this Manny
but
though.
this time it's for your car. Now, what's even better about it is this is Scentbird's sister company, and y'all already know
How
if you
unique
follow
is
me,
this
that I
collection,
am
you guys,
falling
right?
in love with Scentbird, so I am stoked about this one.
So let me
We're
read
actually
my
gonna take a field trip
instructions.
to the
1 dip
car
white.
to talk about it.
Scrub
Drip
off.
creates air care products
Draw
for your
dip
car
base
and your
in
home.
lines
All materials
and
they use are
splotches.
sustainable, and their scents are
Lay
made
flat
with
into
natural,
desired
essential, and
flower.
fragrance oils. Now, their car products are
After
just around
color is
$9
added,
for
fill
wood
in
and
around
metal
color
and
with
$14
white.
for stone. Okay, so
Add
before
base
we
to
even
nail, lightly
get
sprinkle
into
color
how the
over. Do not
subscription
go
works and all
heavy.
that kind of stuff,
No top
we're
coat.
going to talk about the
Activate
scent.
file, etc.
It makes
No
me want to
top
cry.
coat. Why did I put that?
It makes me want to cry.
Oh,
So good.
it means
Okay,
no
so
clear
this is the
cap.
first one I got is
So you
teak,
fix that.
teak dripped on the thing, musk, amber,
course, my pen's
pepper,
on the
teak, and
floor.
cedar.
Grab another one.
Just the cedar smell reminds me of like childhood walks in the woods with my parents. Fall,
Haha, this
Christmas.
cactus pen.
It is amazing. Take
See if it works.
my money, Drift. Okay, so like I said, it's a subscription service. You get like a little starter kit. So you get this
Got it
metal
right
thing
over
right
here.
here, and I'll show a close up of it on my little thing up here.
Oh,
But
it's
you
not
get
working.
this, and then you get your
Doesn't
scent. I just
work.
showed you. It's this one for this month, and you get
Dang
some
it.
little instructions like this. It comes
What
in two
happens
boxes.
when you leave your pens for
I
too
love the
long?
subscription model because you
Yeah,
don't have
me
to think about it.
either,
Now, another
Janet.
good thing about the subscription and letting you switch it out every 30 days.
I've been
is it
keeping up
hits
with
you
like
one
what's
that knows
going on
blindness,
with like
and
Brian
that's not gonna happen with this. You're gonna
Koberger
have
and
something
what's
fresh
going
to keep
on
everything going.
with
While I'm all
like
about subscription service, I also
a Long
really
Island
like
serial
ease and
killer.
accessibility, that type of stuff. You can switch it up.
If
can
you
do
want
whatever
to
you
watch
They are
any of
very,
that
like,
stuff,
made to order,
this girl,
customizable. Let's
Gazella,
make this fit
Gazella
you.
K,
This is another thing that I
she's the
love about
host
them.
of
I'm
this
like,
Prime
really all
channel, and
about
she goes
everything.
live like
So
every
they
day.
send you this little reusable bag, and you can put
But
the
she
things
has
in
all
between
like she
uses.
started
This
with
is
the
not
Gannon
genius.
Stout
They
trial, and
literally
then she
thought of
covered the
everything.
Border
Now,
Patrol
make sure you
agent
use my
trial.
code
Those are the only two she
755 at
streamed.
Drift. You're gonna
She
get
had more
55%
viewers than
off
like
all
Law
your
and
first
Crime
month's
because she
order. It makes it,
boosted the
like,
sound.
roll
She
over
zoomed in on
4
the
cars, okay?
cameras,
Hello,
you know
like
what I mean? And so the view was better, the sound was better, everything.
check out all the
She's a South African living in the Netherlands with her husband and her cat Fury. Anyway, it's grizzly true crime, like grizzly, like a grizzly bear. So GRIZZLY, true crime. She's awesome. She's like my favorite true crime person right now on YouTube. All right, we're dry. Let's go. So one layer of this white. I might have to switch out my base coat. See, I have nothing here.
She says that they kept up their relationship. They were very close before the separation. Now, this is how this went down. Patterson invited her former parents-in-law, that's Gail and Don Patterson, along with Gail's sister Health Wilkinson and her husband Ian. Now, this is for luncheon on July 29th at Erin's home. Now, here's another part to
It's
it. Her
good.
former husband, her estranged husband, Simon, he was supposed to be joining, but he backed
Nothing even to
out
clean
last
up.
minute. So keep that in mind. But here's the only thing. Hours after this meal, the guest fell ill. And when I say
Okay.
ill, I'm talking
So we're
deathly
doing one
ill.
layer
Days later,
of On
three
the
of them
Rocks on
passed.
every nail
One of them,
here.
Ian, is fighting for his life. At the time of this video, he's still alive.
You can
but
save
in
at
condition.
Cosmic
So depending on when
Nails
you see this,
with
he might
code
have already passed.
TARA10. So like I said, I bought this collection. This collection is priced at $14 for 5 samples. That's less than $3 a sample. So how good of a deal is that? She's one of the most affordable companies on the market and probably the most underrated company on the market.
Let's go ahead and just talk about those for a minute. Now, the name of these mushrooms is Death Cab. Lovely name.
Because she's an artist,
Okay, so
she
what
has
is
a
this
different
article here
perspective
on
and
Death
she
Cab?
comes
You
up
see
with
here on the
things
screen,
that
this is
nobody else would
characteristics
really
of
think of,
Death
you
Cab
know.
mushroom. Amanita mushroom may be found
So I'm
in
very
city
grateful
environments
to be like a
associated
part
with
of that
species
team
of imported trees.
and know
This
that
is
like
not a
I'm gonna
mushroom
get a lot
found
of really
naturally
cool and
present in BC forests, although a
interesting
single sighting of Death Cab
dips to work with, you know.
While the known range of Death Cab
Exciting
mushrooms in BC
dips.
includes Vancouver Island and the Lower Mainland, we do not know for certain if other areas in BC are affected. The mushroom was
So
imported
seriously,
on
if you
the
wanted this
trees
collection
and
in
boulevards
sample
between
size,
Vancouver.
$14,
We
then
do
you
not
use
know
my
if
code
it
that
is
saves your
also in
$1.40, so
other
you're gonna
areas
pay
of
12
the
something
It
for
looks
it,
like
you
the
know,
Asian straw mushroom,
for 5
I can say that
samples.
word, and other common Asian varieties of edible
I don't think
Amanita
you could
species,
get
such
that
as those in
anywhere
goes
else
on here
for that
and
price.
continues on. Okay, so my main thing with this is when we get into her
And I'm using my
excuse of
Crival
where she got these
Nails
mushrooms
dip
from, you're
liquids,
gonna be
which
like, hey,
my code
girl,
to save there is
this
TARA15.
does not make sense, right? Now, let's go look at what the article says to do about these mushrooms. This has me scared to take a walk in the woods, to be quite honest, okay? Now, I know that this isn't right.
What kind of
now,
mushrooms
I would
did you
consider
feed these
anything, but
people?
it's that
I thought it
serious.
was
This
going
is
to
what's
be
so
like
shocking to me
about
about
magic
these. So let's
mushrooms.
look at what to do if you even see these. So it says, if
Hi,
you eat a dead
Michelle.
cat mushroom, if you suspect you've eaten a dead cat mushroom, you should immediately
Super
go to
hectic
emergency room.
morning.
Early
Why?
treatment is
Everything
important to speed
okay?
up treatment and
Or just
improve the
busy?
outcome
I'm using the
for a
Rock
specimen
On
of
collection,
the mushroom.
girl.
When
I
you go to the
just
hospital
started
and
dipping.
information about the specific location where they were found, call the drug and poison line.
Wish me luck. I'm a
Listen to
little
this. It says
nervous.
the symptoms of dead cat mushroom poisoning include low blood pressure, nausea, and vomiting, which begins 8 to 12 hours after ingestion. After up to 24 hours have passed, the symptoms seem to disappear, and you might feel fine for up to 72 hours. Symptoms of liver and kidney damage start 3 to 6 days after the mushrooms were eaten. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. So Ian, who's fighting for his life right now, waiting a liver transplant. I mean, y'all, this is that serious.
Okay.
You have to also wonder because it's
Sorry, I have
stage
peel
of the
base like
game,
on
I
my
don't know how much they
skin.
ate,
I'm trying to
but,
get
I
it
mean,
off without
in my
messing up the
mind,
nail.
We're sitting here talking about this. It's like
So, Michelle, this is the white dip. It's called,
we'll get to that in a little bit. So
then I forget.
right? This almost
Wait,
sounds
what's
like
this?
a
Oh,
liver
On the
if you
Rocks.
accidentally ingest a little bit of whatever, but to eat an entire serving of these, and also these people were in
I'm
their
going to do
older
one
years, like
layer
66,
of On the
70, like
Rocks
that,
on all of
right?
our nails here.
So, I mean, you know, this was not good. So you can see why within hours.
Love
they
your
were
Dipnotic
definitely
Manny,
right?
girl.
It's tragic.
Beautiful.
Okay, let's continue on. Now,
Super
also,
creative,
that person
too.
does have children, and it was circulated in the beginning that the kids were like there present for the lunch, but they didn't eat it at that time. However, it's since come out that no, the children had gone to the movies. Now, keep that in mind as we get into how this day played out, because everything when you start looking at the totality of it is just completely sus, right? So. Again, thank God the kids were at the movies, though. But also, even weirder is she will claim leftovers, but they don't like mushrooms, so she scraped them off the plate. I have lots of questions about that, and we'll get to that later because, again, right off the bat, just keep this in mind. You just had 4 people to your home who are being hospitalized, severely sick. Why would you feed your children?
Oh, good. Yeah, I know you said she needed a lot of attention, huh?
Right? I mean, you know, come on.
Okay, Janet.
Do that? And then,
What, do you get an oil change?
Rid of them. I mean, come on, right? And even say she didn't know, say she did not know, and the mushrooms were on the plate or whatever. These sound so poisonous. I'm like, what if some remnant of it was like even near the food? It sounds like it would make you sick. So we're gonna come back to that. Let's talk about where she claims she got these from.
Police believe toxic death cap mushrooms were served at the lunch. Erin says
I couldn't wait to use this collection, Michelle.
Grocer in Melbourne.
So she claims she got these at a store. But
I just hope it works out
we'll
for
get a
me
little bit more
and
into
looks
what she
decent.
really goes into about it. But again, as you learn about these, it's just like, girl, I don't think you got these at a store, right? And also keep in mind that, we haven't seen any recalls come out yet. Imagine here in the States, if somebody claimed, we've seen this before, right? Of people trying to pull numbers like this where they're like, oh, well, we got to get, there is usually a major thing that will shut something down if there's really is something that's wrong with this food that's distributed everywhere. Aside from, we might have had somebody locally do a poison at the grocery store, at home, stuff like that. So there's that. Now here's the thing also, an organization has spoken out otherwise, so let's just take a couple of quick looks at this article. So it says here, this is by The Guardian, it says the comments come as the Australian Mushroom Growers Association has come out in defense of the supply chain, seeing there's no way poisonous mushrooms could be grown.
Don't mind a little mess around my finger up here, but here's one dip on the rocks. I think that's all we're gonna need is that one layer. But we are gonna have to use it again, so I'm gonna put it off to the side for now.
So yeah, and not a cute look for Miss Erin. Now again, she's claiming.
Let's pour out. I love you.
Remember how it said that they can be mistaken for that or whatever. But
all right, a little bit of anxiety starting to set in. Let me hit my vape a couple of times.
Like I said, one of her friends has spoken out. Now this is speculation.
Is it Michelle?
Right? Because first of all,
are you posting today, or have you done it yet?
This is like a source close to the family, so you never know. So just know that with this. But I'm going to put these up here. We'll talk about them. So it says Australian mushroom poison.
Did she send you these gems? The two different black gems that are super gorgeous. I'm obsessed. I don't know where my other bag went though. That's where we got somewhere. Here it is. These gems, aren't they so pretty?
Fungi forager, according to a source close to the family. According to the Daily Mail Australia, Erin Patterson was known to often and expertly pick wild mushrooms.
So what I'm gonna do,
Patterson's family revealed
I'm gonna start on my pinky here.
Identifying different mushroom varieties. The Patterson
I'm gonna try and just paint with the thin side of my brush here, right?
So here's my thing. Let's go based on this is true. All the more reason to be like, wouldn't you know better than this? Like, wouldn't you recognize this? And why would you have these random mushrooms?
I don't think it was very skinny.
That type of thing. This part doesn't look good, but again, this is very speculative. This is very he said, she said. So we have to take this with a grain of salt. Okay, we can't get too serious about this.
That's what that looks like, which is fine.
Now that we've got kind of all that out of the way, let's take a few minutes. We're gonna go through.
You know what I like about it too? It like kind of spreads, so it's like the brush strokes aren't even or anything. It's like almost like it's spread out. So okay, I can live with that.
Yeah, depending on where you're at so far with this case, the statement here, I was kind of like, yeah, this isn't good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some screenshots of the articles up here. I'm doing the highlights of it that I felt were the best talking points, and we'll go through it and we'll discuss it. So we're going to start here with the second paragraph.
See what this one's going to look
I
like.
wanted to clear up the record because I've become extremely stressed and overwhelmed by the deaths of my loved ones. Patterson said, I'm hoping this statement might help.
I'm fine with that.
If people understood the background more, they would not be so quick to rush to judgment. I am now devastated to think that these mushrooms may have contributed to the illness.
Splotches and lime.
I really want to repeat that I had absolutely no reason to hurt these people whom I loved. So it says, contrary to initial reports from police who said Miss Patterson's children were present, but not email, Miss Patterson said the children had actually gone to the movies prior to lunch. Because that's what we talked about earlier. Now it says that according to her statement, Miss Patterson served the meal, allowed the guests to choose their own plates. She then took the last plate and ate a serve of the beef Wellington herself. Miss Patterson said the mushrooms were a mixture of button mushrooms purchased at a major supermarket chain and dried mushrooms bought in an Asian grocery store in Melbourne months previously. The Patterson children ate the leftovers from the lunch the following night. However, Miss Patterson said the children did not like mushrooms, so she scraped them off the meal. I'll pause there for a second because there's so much here. First of all, the children. Okay, so number one, depending on which way you go, it could be completely innocent that they went to the movies, but isn't that convenient that they weren't there? You know, also this whole thing of they didn't like, so they scraped them off the plate. Now, I would need to see her, like, the D there to see what they're talking about, because I am envisioning, number one, some kind of, like, mixture with the mushrooms would be on top of the beef or something. But maybe the mushrooms were like a side item. I was like, you know, here's the beef, here's the rice, here's the mushrooms, that type
I don't
of
know
thing.
how I'm gonna do white
Regardless,
around
okay,
this, you
regardless,
guys.
I just still have questions.
I might skip that part and do white around it.
Why were the children eating that the next day? And it doesn't make sense to me. And also, I just feel like that's probably there's almost two different things made, right? Because part of me is like, if these mushrooms are that poisonous, again, wouldn't they transfer on the plate somehow, even being near them? Like, even say you scrape them off, but you moved your meat over the part where they were at. I mean, I don't know how that works, right? But it sounds completely just okay. Now, also, remember how they're like mistaken for this Asian type, you know, native mushroom or whatever we read earlier, and she's saying, "Oh, I got the dried mushrooms at an Asian grocery store in Melbourne months previously." Now, this is where she'll say, "I don't really remember which one it was." So, number one, she's saying months ago she got these.
So they're definitely all different.
Veggie dryer thing or whatever, because she's lied about that. She's gotten caught in a lot.
It doesn't seem like it added a lot of thickness to it. You know what I mean?
Patterson said it had not been previously reported that she was also hospitalized after the lunch with bad stomach pains and diarrhea, and was put on a saline drip and given a liver protective drug. She said she was transported by ambulance from.
I got to think, because Christy filled in the spots with white.
Medical Center in Melbourne on July 31st.
Have you done your Manny episode? Oh, you haven't.
She was transported on the 31st.
Aren't they pretty? I know. Yeah, I couldn't wait to do this Manny. Plus tomorrow I have a Manny plan, and then Friday I have 3 Manny due on September 1st, and I think the next Fairy Glamour collection releases on the 31st. So normally I would do a Manny for you guys with that collection on the 31st, the day it releases, but that's the day before Together We Manny, so I have it written down to choose the Together We Manny. Although it's I'll just do the Fairy Glamour Manny for Together We Manny. It would totally work for the theme and stuff. Okay, that sounds good. Thanks for helping me with my problems, you guys.
Similar to those she described to them.
All right, let's put this black away.
So when they start, as a guest felt critically,
I'm still trying to think on the white here.
So again, the timeline of this, and I'm still in my mind right now.
Because the way this black spread out, right, guys? I mean, they're not like straight lines. So if I put white over it, it's gonna cover it. I'm just all right. I'm gonna do it. I'll do my best to get the white around
They had to be like your
spots and stuff.
Maybe we ate some like that correlation, and maybe they.
And if some goes over the black, I mean, it's not like it's gonna make a difference.
It's somebody's house and this happened. I mean, come on. So again, at what point was she contacted? So if we're going on this notion of she didn't know that until accident. Well, the kids ate the leftovers the next day. Well, by then, I mean, you know, this would have been, was she contacted by then? Another question, you know, why were the kids eating those leftovers at that point? But again, I don't know the exact timeline of like, this person was contacting her and whatnot. Now, again, then throw her in the mix. She's taken there because she has diarrhea. This is what blows my mind about it, where I'm like, this doesn't add up. Why were your kids eating this leftover meal?
This will probably help to give it a more natural look too, with the white added back on it.
Right, so it says Ms.
That's
Patterson
probably
also
why she does it.
reports that police investigating the deaths had seized a food dehydrator at a local tip, saying it was hers. Now, this is a major, okay? In the statement, Ms. Patterson admitted she lied to investigators when she told them she had dumped it at the tip a long time ago. Ms. Patterson said she was at the hospital with her children discussing the food dehydrator when her ex-husband, the son of the dead couple, asked, "Is that what you used to poison them?" Maybe we're going to come back to it. Worried that she might lose custody of the couple's children, Ms. Patterson said she then panicked and dumped the dehydrator at the tip. Okay. Numerous things. First of all, let's just go address this. The husband, ex-husband. Now, we don't know their vibe. I wasn't there. I wasn't friends with them. There's might be reasons, obviously, that they separated. So, you know, there could be a lot of that going on. The fact that he's like thinking that she killed them, I mean, hello. Yeah. I mean, this is not good. The fact that then this is another very great flag. I was afraid I'd lose custody.
That's
of
so
the children,
huge,
so
the black
I
spot
protected
on there.
and threw it away and lied. That's major. No, I get it. If we're going on two notions here. Number one, it's a complete accident. Losing custody of your children and whatnot is a scary thing. That could push someone to do something shady and lie. Given the context, that this is where I'm like, way too much stuff is going on. You have a food dehydrator, you know, and the dehydrated mushrooms are what took out your guest. And your ex-husband says something about it. Who was supposed to be the dinner? And then you panic and throw it away and lie about it.
It's hard to do this.
And now. Okay, so then
Especially with a bottle of basically someone's empty.
Ms. Patterson alluded to media speculation about the fact that her estranged husband, Simon Patterson, reportedly spent a fortnight in hospital in May last year with severe stomach illness unrelated to the current incident. Now, hold on. We got a little something investigative reporting to do real quick to look up, please.
I'm gonna put a little bit of white to cover this black up here on here. I think it will help it.
Fortnight, British, a period of 2 weeks. Okay, so half a month, 14 days, a pay period if you get paid every other week. Okay, so that's what it is. Okay, let's continue. In her statement, Ms. Patterson said she reluctantly agreed to nurse Simon Patterson for 3 weeks after he was discharged from hospital, before telling him that she did not want to reconcile with him. Hold up. Okay, let's just go back.
Stuff all over my finger,
he spent a fortnight, which we now know is 2 weeks, in a hospital in May last year with severe stomach illness unrelated to the current incident. Okay, so interesting, but again, could be coincidental. I mean, Michael Patterson had, Michael Peterson, I'm sorry, I was going to say the absolute last name. He had two, former women in his life that ended up dead at the bottom of the stairs. I mean, coincidences do happen, right? So, it says she reluctantly agreed.
I think we can move into color now.
3 weeks. This is giving martyr. This is giving attention seeking, but it could also be giving she can't stand him and didn't want to nurse him back.
This is what they look like. I'm kind of like, uh-oh. A little worried, but I'm trying to trust the process.
Or whatnot if this ends up to that level, because I'm just getting not a good vibe off this. Now, also in a minute when we talk about my overall thoughts about the case, we're going to come back to this as well, because I do think that this could be a potential motive here with the whole
let's pour out some pink and let's pour out some purple. So we have options. I do want a couple
told her prior to the day that he would not
scoop type things here, one for each color,
Positive relationship even after her marriage breakdown. I've been close with Simon's parents for a long period
kind
of time.
of what I would use if I was Marble,
very
right?
amicable way after I finished the relationship with their son Simon, she said.
Ooh, this has flakes in it.
Our relationship was affected to some degree by
That's gorgeous. It's called Come On Barbie. These are all Cosmic Nails dips, by the way. And then there's purple that I adore called I Choose You. It's a purple with blue shimmer. Ah, you're like, yeah, sounds familiar, Michelle. 3 Manny's due on the 31st.
Yeah. There's been no update. They're about commenting on it, that type of thing. Okay. So.
Look how gorgeous that color is. Oh my god, I'm shaking, but look how gorgeous.
Again, there's something up with that marriage. Now, again, the whole thing of her having former in-laws over and whatnot honestly did not.
All right, so now what Christy did.
She has their children, their grandchildren. I mean,
she added base to the whole nail and just sprinkled in random spots.
And they were just like, yep, you know what, we're going to put that aside. We get it, our sons, whatever. Let's.
I don't think I necessarily have to add to the whole nail.
She could also been planning to take out everybody, right? But I don't think she was really planning that. We'll talk about that in a second. But what I want to do now,
I want to try and
another thing. And we're gonna actually look at some video clips of this. Now, again, y'all, this is Daily Mail kind of vibes.
All right, since I'm just gonna lay in
off the side, but nothing, that we need to take it with a grain of salt. Okay. Now, what we're gonna be watching are some clips of a tradesman who had done some work in the house to paint, and what he painted over was a very ominous.
I kind of went right down the side of the line. I don't know if that was the best thing to do, but
this local tradie was asked to paint over the disturbing images.
I'll put a little purple in
when the
here.
property went up for sale.
The tombstones in the body sort of done it for me. Like rest in peace, Grandma, and rest in peace, me, and all that.
And purple got on there too. I don't think it was completely dry.
So she had all this,
I will
kids
say,
writing on
the
walls
brush is
and that
off or
stuff
not.
that had these kind of bizarre, ominous type things there. And so it's like, okay, and then this happens later, right? And so, he'll go on in this interview to be like, well, who would let their kids write them all like that?
All right.
We don't. Everybody's different, right?
That purple blob looks
and then things like
stupid,
that
but-
as well. Not knowing
Okay.
the story behind it, and then seeing what took place. It's just like, yeah, not cute. Okay, now we're going to look at some clips for our little finale, if you will, of an impromptu interview she gave outside her home. It looks like when she was,
Still
coming in from
purple right
grocery
there.
or whatever. Now, obviously, you can imagine the media is living outside of her house right now. Okay, this is major.
Oh, I don't even have any
So,
powder to
she's a little upset over that.
sprinkle.
Understandably, if you were innocent or guilty, it doesn't matter. This would be, I can't imagine, right? So I'll give her that. But what we're going to do is just look at a few clips. I'll make some commentary on them, and then we'll talk about overall thoughts after that.
Can you tell us about the meal that you cooked?
I'm gonna skip that now. I'll let it dry. I'm gonna put some pink on this one.
Dawn is still in hospital, but also Ian and Heather and Gail.
Maybe some up there
They're some of
too.
the best people that I've ever met. Gail was like, Gail was the mum that I didn't have because my mum passed away 4 years ago. And Gail's never been anything but good and kind to me.
Okay.
Okay, y'all. Now, here's the thing. I didn't say at the beginning. You already know. I ain't no psychologist. I'm no doctor. I'm no cop. I know that fancy credential stuff. Okay. Just a guy with a sofa dog and his untrue crime. That is totally suspect to me, okay? Number one, notice in these clips that we watch,
All right.
whenever they ask her a direct question, she goes into this
They're
level of
racing.
gaining sympathy. Okay.
Oh, you
We asked
backed
her
in it?
about
That
this.
was
She
quick.
immediately goes into
I
and
asked
she's
you
like,
right
"Gail,
before, but you
the mother
missed
I
it.
had,
Would
never had, but my mom passed away 4 years ago.
you got an oil
So,
change or
on one side,
something?
I understand you're not going to want to answer specific questions to the media because this could be incriminating or whatever. I don't know how the laws work over there, but regardless, it's not in your best interest. I get that, right? But to immediately go into this, give me sympathy. Give me sympathy. Now, I also look at it from this level of if I have 4 people over to my house who are all now dead, and it was completely an accident, right? Like, no ulterior motive, how horrifyingly bad would you feel? Yeah, I mean, this is terrible, right? This is a terrible, terrible thing. Even worse if it's intentional, right? So, I mean, I'm giving her that, but also...
Wow, they are a
looking
hot
at
mess.
her
I don't know how
with
I'm
her
supposed to make them look like
looking at her
marble.
and the tears, and notice what
Maybe
she
when
does.
I file, they'll look
The touch in
better.
her eyes and the tears are looking and wanting to make it. I'm crying. I'm not vibing this, okay? But again, we don't know how people react in different situations. We're all different, right? And so everyone acts a different way and reacts a different way, and so again, this hasn't gone through court. It hasn't even gotten to that point yet. It could turn out to be a complete accident, right? But something seems off about this. But again, I don't know what it's like to have a city journalist outside my house. I don't know what it's like to have served 4 people who are now dead, one fighting for his life. There's all that going on too. So again, I want to kind of look at both sides of the fence and not just come at it from a way of, oh my God, she's guilty, because the fact of the matter is, I don't know.
Can you tell us a bit more about the lunch?
All right.
What I can tell you is that I just can't fathom what has happened. I just can't fathom
Pink.
what has happened.
Okay, again, now you saw this one.
Trying to go
Again,
light.
would I be doing that?
The
I
color.
know it would be super awkward. I mean, how awkward
I mean,
is this, right?
we're gonna file, and there is gonna be a good
question.
amount of
Doesn't talk
filing
about
that we
lunch.
need to
Goes
do.
right into the tragedy of it, and this and that. And again, I don't know what I would be saying because if you're
And since we're
innocent,
not
I'd like to know
encapsulating,
it'd be like,
we'll be
look,
filing
this is a
off
horrible
color.
accident. I don't know what happened or how these mushrooms got mixed in with what I bought from the store, but we need to get to the bottom of this. There would be urgency on my part of how in the hey diddle diddle did this happen, right? Damn near anger, okay? But you don't see that from her,
All right.
and that
See if I can
concerns
do
me.
something on my
Let's
phone
watch
here.
the next clip.
That Ian and Heather have lost their lives, and Gail has lost her life, and Dawn is still in hospital, and I pray that it pulls through, because children love him.
And you must be pretty shaken up with this as well.
I'm devastated. I love them. And I can't believe that this has happened, and I'm so sorry.
Okay, now let's just say this. If he pulls through, God willing, and let's pray that he does. I mean, who all wants to line up to get the story from him, right?
Okay.
What was said at this dinner? What went down at this dinner? What was
I'm
the
gonna leave it
vibe?
like
was
that.
there a sinister
Holy
vibe? Because
crap, what a mess, you guys. Look at that.
Imagine if she was like going and doing these things, like enjoying the secretive control that she had over the situation.
All right.
And so maybe she was bringing up things from the past or whatever, right?
Next is we're gonna
Be
brush off and
completely
activate,
normal
you
and
guys.
nonchalant. Say it was an accident.
No
And they were talking about the
encapsulation.
weather and what's going on at church and the current grandkids and this and that type thing. It is going to be major to hear his side of the story of what took place, right? So hopefully he'll survive, not just for that, but clearly, to save his life. Again, the way she's talking, blinking, I'm not there, so to me it doesn't look like she's actually crying. Like but I can't tell really. But again, it just doesn't look like she's actually crying. But again, I'm not there. But she's not. There's something odd about eye contact and all that. Again, benefit of the doubt, this could be a
Just making
completely
sure
opposite
everything's
situation.
dry.
It is, right?
I'm
So she is
definitely gonna
innocent,
press
and that
down
was
when
what
I
the odd
activate
behavior
too to.
before. Let's go on
I
to
mean,
the
they're
next
not like super. I mean, they're smoother than chunky glitters. But I just want to try and. This one especially, I went over the black with white again there, and so it's. You can see it's lumpier there, so I want to fix that especially.
Continue on. Can't believe it, which is normal. I mean, I would be, I'd be completely crying of that, right? But again, just that weird body language to deflect any questions about that specific things. Let's go on to this next clip.
Police say you're suspects. Do you have anything to say about
Yes, I say I didn't do anything. I love them. I'm devastated. And I hope that every fiber of my being that don't pull through.
So again, very adamant. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not a suspect, all this kind of stuff, which this is more in line with what I would expect to see. And again, I expect to see the devastation, the sadness, the talking about them. But I would expect to see more of this, like more of, we need to be recall, like we need to get to these grocery stores, we need to get here, like, recall this should never have happened. People need to be held accountable. You're just not seeing that from her. And it's very just odd to me. Let's watch the last clip.
Still bumpy.
For you, or where did they come from?
She got real quiet over that.
Yeah,
They
it's
went
still
and-
bumpy,
where did
but
they come
I'll
from?
fix
They
it with
find you. Tell us, Anna,
whatever
where
I
did they
can't
come
smooth
from?
out here.
You can
We'll
answer
do with the
that,
hand
right?
file. Christy does her nails
Let's
with
start talking
a
about
180
some
grit
grit
sanding band on her e-file.
Guilty of this job. We do not know. This
I'm
could
afraid
come
I'll
through
take
if it was
off
a
too
true
much if I do
accident,
that.
A tragic, horrifying accident.
Even
We
if
could
I
also
use a
go through if
240
she did this
grit,
intentionally.
I'd be
Here are
afraid.
my red flags with this. I've already said it 100 times about the kids eating the leftovers the next day. Okay, there's that. Having everyone
Like, I know
over
how much pressure to put down on a hand file, you know what I mean? But an e-file, I don't.
Okay, cool. The ex-husband you had already has
Seems like I always go a little heavy-handed.
Where you asked, can I go? Her behavior in this little interview, lying about the food dehydrator. While there's an answer that you can look at on both sides for everything, it's also like, Now, also, allegedly,
You guys all know what I'm
this
doing here
friend
with
saying
my
she's
sick
a really,
bag.
her and Simon were really good foragers. They were always picking mushrooms and doing this. This was like a normal thing. Then when does she know better? When does she look at this thing and be like, huh, or maybe dried out death capsule?
This is the one that has that extra layer of white on
You know what I'm saying? So this is what I tend to believe is going on here with my unprofessional sofa opinion. Okay, just that, not fact. This is just an opinion. I think what's going on is we might have a little situation where she did not intend to kill these people at all. Maybe just a little bit sick. A little bit let me come to the rescue. A little bit let me...
I don't know how these are
nurture
gonna
that
turn into looking like marble nails.
The Gypsy Rose mom thing, that kind of a vibe. Maybe things got a little out of hand. Maybe somebody
from
ate a little
fire,
much. Maybe they were potent and this took place. So Or it could have been a final meal, right? I tend to think.
Oh my
she
God,
was
like
doing
right here,
something
it's
that was
like
gonna
bare
cause
on my
some
thumb.
kind of interaction to have to do with one another. Like,
Look at
I'm
that
gonna
side
have
of
to
the
tend to them,
fridge.
I'll come in and rescue, or let me bring this to you. That type of situation. To me, one answer would come forth is if
I
they were
might just
actually
file
aware of
it
the
so you
Simon,
can't see it.
and if he set the record straight on his side of, this is why the marriage ended, this is what was going on.
Holy
because if it was him
crap.
that ended
I've
it
never
and didn't wanna be
seen
with
so
her,
many ugly
this
nails
would
in front of
all
my
fall in
face.
line with, like, got it. Now, if it was that he was like, say, some, I mean, I don't even know, like, I don't know much about the.
I can't wait to start filing them, I'll tell you that.
Anymore, and so on and so forth. There you go. The fact that she nursed him back to health one time and then was like, I don't want to reconcile things with you is odd. It was almost like, you can see this playing out again. I'm going to serve this to everybody. And maybe she was just planning on serving it at Simon. But then you would think that she would have taken the mushrooms away, right? It was like, oh, he's not going to be here. Let me take this
Janet,
away.
is
Like, she
everything
knew he
okay
liked
with your
mushrooms,
car?
clearly she
Truck?
did. She was married to him and they forged them, right? So that's like a no-brainer. I just feel that's my opinion of it, though. I think something like that is what's going on because, again, I'll say this. There's not been, at the time of this recording, there's no major food recall. We're not hearing any major thing of, oh my God, shut down this, shut down that. I bought these at an Asian market. Can't really remember specifically which one, months ago. I mean, come on. Forage mushrooms herself. Why didn't you already have some? This whole thing about throwing the dehydrator away, that's major, okay? The painting stuff on the wall, I mean, that can go either way with me. It's definitely weird, but I mean, I would need way more information about that, right? And then also the behavior during this interview, it didn't set well with me. It didn't set well with me at all. And again, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt of, like I said, she's being interviewed. This is
Yeah, now, because remember, we're not clear encapsulated. I can't adjust the way this looks.
The tone of her answers, because they just seem geared to gain sympathy and dodging those hard.
So I'm going to start filing now. I
but
think
again, it's like, I would want to be
ready.
I would know that anything I said was going to be torn apart. And if somebody's
And
asking
yes,
about
I am going to do all hand filing unless like it seems like it's not working well, and maybe I'll try my e-file, but I don't.
Because imagine this. Imagine she said,
I'm not
got
nearly
a,
as confident with the e-file as I am hand
street,
filing.
Whatever. Well, they're going to all run over there, and they're going to be questioning them, and it's going to put them on blast. If that's where you got them, I would want to do that, though. I'm like, I got them at the Piggly Dam Woodley, okay, over on the corner of Billy Bob and, Aunt Wilma or whatever. I want to put them on blast. Let's get some answers. Why did they sell me death caps? That's how I would be about it. I wouldn't want to be protecting the grocery store. I would be upset at them. I can't remember where it is. We're getting in the car and going, okay? We're getting in the car and going. Maybe she's done that at this point, but it's very weird that there's been crickets.
And if you want to take off, more,
this is the
use a grittier file, which is what I just did, just to take off. Mine looks like a geode on my pinky.
It makes it through, right? Not only brings some benefit, but to also find out like what went down this dinner. So there's that. And also, once again, thank you to Drone for sponsoring this video and making my car rides that much more enjoyable with their beautiful scents. All their stuff's in the description below, so be sure and check that out. And don't forget that code that's on the screen right now. And side note, before I forget, I also think what she probably could have done if she is guilty of doing it is that she could have given herself a very low dosage of it to make it look like, look, I got sick too. Think about all these crimes that we see where the perpetrator wants to, say, kill his family, but make it look like an intrusion or something like that. So they kind of harm themselves, but then their family is like brutally taken out, right? This is that, but in a different way, in a poisoning way. I ate one little sliver, I got a tummy, but oops, all the guests are dead. So there's that. Now, if you are still watching, I thank you. Roscoe is on top of the cover for that.
Still a little bumps down here.
He's in the room with us, and he's saying thank you for watching too. Dying to know your opinions, okay?
Just got to get it from the right angle. Sometimes those bumps near the sidewalls, those are difficult to figure out the right spot to file on.
Down in the comments section about all 6 Mushroom Massacre. I'll see y'all there.
Guys, I am sweating right now. I got the AC on. I'm having a hot flash. I've watched Christy's tutorial, Michelle,
Family, perfect.
and I followed her
She was in a car
instructions,
accident.
but my nails
Slumped
don't
over
look
the
like
wheel,
hers.
and so they try to get her out of the car. She starts vomiting.
I was going for like a
She is
black, white, gray, and pink marble look, you know, but that's not really what's happening here.
Discuss the fact about paying people.
But we can always add some
Or he was going to
silver or gold foils or silver or gold liners to kind of help along with. Oh my god, the whole nail just falling off. Way to go.
He was a charming emergency room
Oh, it's right
doctor,
here.
and she was a peaceful nurse who stole his heart.
There it
Although
is.
They were from two very different cultures. Their love knew no bounds. But on February 24th,
It's super
2005,
thin and
the fairy
like
tale
flexible
came to a
too.
tragic end in the wake of a car accident.
And
What
there's some on
followed
my
was a family
sidewall.
quest for justice that would cross
Like, look at
continents
how the
and
edges of
test
it came off,
family
you guys.
loyalties.
See, it's all like bumpy. It's not a clean pop off. Shit.
His
I want to redo a
was an
whole
emergency room
nail.
doctor in Akron, Ohio, which is just a stone's throw away from Cleveland. And Yaz was considered to be kind of a rock star. Good looking, very charismatic, a lot of friends.
I'm gonna
and
try, I
fans.
guess, and glue it back on.
Rosie was from a lovely family in Cuyahoga County in Cleveland. They also were from that
How tall are you, Jen? 5'2"?
Ohio area.
I'm 5'1".
By all accounts, a lovely person.
And you, how tall are all
adored
you
by her
guys?
Family and friends.
Ladies, I should say.
Yazid Isa was an
I
emergency
gotta
room
turn
doctor.
this down. This
who
is a
met
story
his
I've heard a
wife,
million
Rosemary.
times.
He was working as a resident. She was a nurse at the old Mount Sinai Hospital.
And so when he married Rosemary,
Let's go to music. I was listening to Amazon Music, but for like every one song, you gotta listen to like 2 commercials. It sucks. Another blow to the Murdaugh team. All right, let's listen to that. It's also from reporting live from my sofa.
Messier for Alec Murdaugh and his co-conspirators, aka so-called friends. And we're going to talk about it in today's
I can't believe this just happened. And it's like very thin.
Hello, Silver Squad, and welcome back to the
Oh,
Silver
his
Squad.
wife
Silver's
killed
behind
me.
me, and my name's Paul, and Roscoe's sitting in the
I'll just
back
move
with
on
little
to the
red
next
onions
now.
with his little blankie because it's actually kind of cold here. I'm not sure why it feels like it's.
He doesn't
300
help
degrees
you up.
outside, though, so
Have
I'm
him
not
lift you in,
complaining.
Janet.
Now today we're going to be continuing to talk about the Alec Murdaugh case.
I have to
Updates
jump to
of
get
all
into
of
trucks
this,
too,
and
though.
it's just never stopped, right? And so the way
My
we'll do this
brother-in-law
is we're
has
gonna,
a
refer
Ford
to articles, we're gonna go
F-150
through them,
or
read them, and make
no, it's a
straight
Dodge,
away.
I
Now,
think.
let's go ahead
But
and
it's
do a
a
brief overview of some of the
truck
aspects
with like a
of this
back
update
seat,
we'll
you
be
know,
talking
on a
about.
pickup
Now,
truck with a
for
back
those who don't
seat.
know, Alec
And
Murdaugh is
whenever
currently
I get
serving
in,
a
it's
very,
really
very,
hard for
very
me.
long
I
time,
think
like
Nick's
forever,
had to
life in
like push
prison
my
for
button
the murders
for me.
of his son Paul and his wife Maggie. Now, here's
Maybe
the
I
thing.
was
Well,
too
first off, he
heavy-handed
still has
with my
another son,
filing, and
Buster.
that's why I
Buster
flew off.
is alive, thank God, and picking up all the pieces from his father's shenanigans. So, that being said, let's talk very quickly about kind of what blew the top off on the financial fraud stuff, because that's mostly what we're focusing on today. So, Alex's son Paul, who he has been convicted of murdering, Paul went out on a boating trip with friends and got very, very drunk, was very belligerent, wouldn't let anyone drive or take over, and he wrecked the boat. Well, in wrecking the boat, he killed his friend Mallory Beach. Okay, now here is the thing. Like many of these crimes by this family, it was very quickly tried to cover up and let's do this and let's make things happen and blah, 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 blah. Well, luckily that didn't take place and some investigations were brought in. And this is what would blow the lid off of so this financial stuff to be like,
Guys, if I don't like these, I'm not
here's
posting
the thing,
them.
this
I'll
would take
redo
place
them.
we're not going to go in depth in it because it could literally be voluminous books. Okay?
They look
but just know that
horrible.
kind of is where that led things off to. Now, side note, personal opinion.
I think you gotta use a smaller brush than a
Alex
base brush or
take
something.
the lives of Paul and Maggie for that, but that again is a whole
Or-
thing. So when this started being investigated, looked into, all of this financial fraud came out, right? And it was like, my gosh. Okay. Basically, if it was not stapled down in South Carolina, Alex was taking it. Okay. That's just what it comes down to. He was ripping off numerous people, clients, law firms, family, doesn't matter. Nobody was immune to this, right? Now, Alex would essentially claim that he had this horrifying drug problem, and that's what led him to do this. Now, even while he was on the stand for murdering his family, and even now, he's still trying to cover up. He's still trying to do the Murdaugh game, right? By lying and doing this, doing that. But that's going to bring us to our first little update today.
I don't know how all the other girls got them to look so nice like marbling, because mine do not.
A long time housekeeper that worked there for them. Well, now this is all alleged at this point because nobody really knows, probably except for maybe Maggie and Paula, and they're not here anymore, what happened to Gloria. And maybe Alex knows, but Paula and Maggie were there. She goes over there, allegedly, according to Alec and the family, she trips over the dogs going upstairs. She falls, she hits her head, and she ends up succumbing to these injuries and dying. Now, Alex will be like, well, to her family, well, look, sue me and the insurance and this, that, and the other, and that way, we'll get that. They do that. He's going to, as a friend, help out with us. Well, he steals their settlement money like he's done with everybody. Now, just let that sink in for a minute, okay, what this man has done. Your housekeeper, who should be like family to you, has died on your property. You've lied about how it happened. You've told her family to sue your homeowner's insurance, and you stole the money. I mean, does it get any grimier, right? Well, now that the cookie's crumbled, he's locked away. People are coming after him. Companies, insurance companies. Well, what about this? He's lied. He admitted to lying, this, that, and the other. Now, the whole thing with the dogs, Alex is like, well, I lied about that. I just lied about that to make sure that we can get the lawsuit. So that brings us to the first update. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to be putting some screenshots on the screen. We'll read along and we'll make some commentary and talk about it along the way. Okay, so on here we see Judge denies Alec Murdaugh motion to rescind confessions in Satterfield case. It's by Bailey Wright and Ann Emerson. It came out August 9th, 2023. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Now, this is Charleston, South Carolina, WCIV. And it says a judge Tuesday denied Alec Murdaugh's motion to rescind confessions that he made about the death of his former housekeeper, Gloria Satterfield. Murdaugh had maintained for years that his dogs caused the trip and fall accident at his Carlington County home that led to Satterfield's death in February 2018. He even said Satterfield herself told him the dogs tripped her. I mean, this man, there is no low for this man. However, in May, Murdaugh said he made the dog story up and doesn't know how or why Satterfield actually fell. Okay, so just pause there for a second. I think he knows, right? Is he going to say no? Number one, the people who, if there was something,
oh my God, they just look like nails with blobs.
She could have fought whatever, we don't know. But I'm just like, well, if that's not what happened, well then what happened? Okay, I
don't know what to do, guys.
She just accidentally fell and succumbed to these injuries at all. But that's a whole other thing. Let's continue. Murdaugh changing his story is important because the dogs were the reason why his insurance companies paid the money out to the Satterfields in the first place. Without the dogs, Murdaugh would not have been able to sue himself and keep the insurance payout for the Satterfields. Murdaugh is being sued in federal court by Nautilus Insurance Company for $3.8 million. Nautilus says the money should have gone to the Satterfields but was stolen. I mean, yes, amen, right? Also, look at these lawsuits going on here. I mean, this is the gross side of murder and death. It's so sad that
I just took off color at the bottom of my nail there.
In this way, which is someone she probably considered,
filed right through, right? And I did it the sidewall
this is how she's treated. This is what she amounted to the Murdaughs, right? It's absolutely sad, and to steal the money on top of it. I mean, cannot roll my eyes hard enough.
Wow.
Okay. The attorneys for her sons, Tony Satterfield and Brian Harriet, said it's a great day for justice and perhaps Team Murdaugh will stop once and for all. Yes, right? They say we are beyond elated and so pleased to announce that Judge Bentley Price
and it doesn't work with Joe method, so you can't use Joe.
Motion to vacate the confession of judgment that he gave to the Satterfields today.
See if I can glue this on. See if I'm gonna
for Team Murdaugh once again.
I'm stressing you guys. I don't like it.
They keep trying to victimize the Satterfields time and time again, and each time the door gets slammed shut on them. Attorneys Eric Bland and Ronnie Richards
don't mind the pinky so much, but I hate
they didn't ask for this
the
to be
rest
done. Okay, Gloria didn't go over to the house and take her own life on the stairs, and then all this happened. It's like literally created by them meaning Murdoch, and then to
Good
find
thing I
out
didn't
this,
tell
it's like,
Christy I
she
was
died on
doing
your
this. I
property.
don't want her here.
You tell her, sons or whoever, sue you.
Watch
You
me
steal the
struggle.
money, and now they're battling out of court. I mean, again, there's no low. There's no low. Let's
How
move
am
on
I
to the
gonna
next
glue
piece.
this thing?
Now
Oh my
we're
God,
going to be
it's
moving
so
on
thin.
to another part of this whole thing, and this is
No,
his
not
accomplice,
there.
Russell
Come
Lafayette.
on.
He was finally sentenced, okay? And so this first thing up here I'm going to put up is just a little article here. It says
Hold on,
Alex
but
Murdaugh
not in the right
accomplice
spot.
Russell Lafayette to be sentenced, fed seek at least 10 years. Now, he has been sentenced, but this is building the foundation. Build the foundation, okay? So let's go ahead and
I
get
can
into the
file it to
articles.
fix
Now, this is
that.
just going to help you get it kind of on the same page here, because again, this
I
is
don't.
a
I feel like I should just pop it all off and redo it all.
He knew what he was
But
doing.
I don't know how to get
If you watch
thin
the
lines
trial,
base.
you'll
I'm
know
not
that
going to
Alec
use
did
one of
try
my
and take the blame
brushes.
for all this on the
Well, I
stand,
guess I could
because
throw a
Alec was
brush there,
confessing
right?
to a lot of stuff on the stand, these financial crimes, which didn't serve him well, but maybe he knew while he was up there, you know what, my time's up, I'm going to take one for the team. Although I do not think he is that type of person. I think that Alec thought that if he admitted to some things, he could get away with the bigger lie, and that he killed his family, right? But even the financial crimes was probably enough to put him away for life, right? I mean, they were vast, okay? So anyways, article about Russell. So it says, for years, Palmetto State Bank officer Russell Lafayette decided who in Hampton County was worthy of getting loans from his family's deep coffers, all the while making backdoor deals with accused fraudster and convicted murderer Alec Murdaugh and helping himself to control people's money. Now, why this is important is because the power that these men and these families carried is enormous, okay? These people decided who had money, essentially. Also, the law. The Murdaughs were the law. You know, that's what the locals said. They were the law. From DAs, you name it, they had everyone in their back pocket, including, obviously, banks and whatnot. I mean, this is so dangerous and how they got away with so much corruption for so long. But I also want to make note when it says helping himself to control people's money. You know, some of these cases, such as Gloria's and whatnot, are highlighted, but when you start going scratch beneath the surface to all the people that these people ripped off, they were ripping off and focusing on number one, disenfranchised, like poor people who didn't have money to fight back, that type of thing, or who really needed this money, but also marginalized communities. And I mean, some of the stuff that he did to people, I mean, y'all, it's disgusting. I mean, literally kicking someone when they are down and then spitting on it on top of it, okay? So they were literally going after people that could not do anything about it, right? And victimizing these people who were already in the situation because of some horrible thing, right? This just wasn't some random person on the street. These were people who got in horrible situations. I mean, being paralyzed, you name it. And they were victimizing them and literally just stealing their money from them. And they desperately needed this money. Okay, so this next screenshot here says who is Russell Lafayette and how is he connected to the Murdaugh crime saga?
I'll see what they look like when I clean them up once I file my thumb, but if I can't pretty these babies up, I'm popping them off.
So again, I just wanted to put this up here to show us, you know, this is how deep this runs, okay? You are talking about the good old boy system on display with these crimes, not just Alex's things that he did in the law world and
fell
whatnot,
asleep.
but in the banking
He was trying to stay
well. I
up
mean, it's
all day and then just go to
incredibly corrupt. I'd be
bed.
very interested to see how all
Like,
these
you know,
situations
supper
work
time
out.
or whatever.
Let's keep going. Now it says in 2022,
But when
he was
I'm
accused
away
of bank
from
fraud,
them for a
conspiracy,
long
and other
enough
crimes in
time and I
connection with
don't
Alex's
hear
decade-long
anything.
multi-million financial crime spree. He was terminated from the bank in January 2022, then charged with state and federal crimes later that year. In November 2023, he was convicted on federal charges that included bank and wire fraud and conspiracy to commit those frauds. His appeals have twice been denied. Let's keep going. Here's some highlights from that extensive court filing. We're just going to go through that. He repeatedly shows an unwillingness to accept any responsibility for his actions or acknowledge the harm his actions have inflicted on the victims, say federal prosecutors. And this is something that we've seen throughout this, right? That, I mean, complete denial from these men of any wrongdoing, right? Like the entitlement is disgusting. So the next one, federal government claims that he and his co-conspirator, Alec Murdaugh, were held responsible for at least $3.7 and a whole bunch of numbers $1 million in loss from victims, but Lafayette disputes those numbers. Lafayette and Murdaugh allegedly defrauded vulnerable people, including a quadriplegic car accident victim living in a nursing home, cites the court's filing. And I mean, this particular victim here, y'all, it is tragic, okay? And the fact that they stole from them is so next world disgusting, makes your skin crawl. Okay, let's keep going. So he used and abused his position of power and trust to exploit unusually vulnerable victims in a complex scheme.
I guess they're smoothing out.
Faced with the inevitable discovery of his and Murdaugh's
I'm not feeling good about it.
desperate yet elaborate attempt to cover it up. Many of Murdoch's
They
thefts
don't
would not
look
have been possible
marbled.
without his assistants, say prosecutors. In fact, they go
They
on to
look
claim that Lafayette
blobbed.
was the only person that could have stopped him. Lafayette allegedly
They look like
lied under
blobs.
4 times and refuses to take responsibility for his actions, states the sentencing memorandum. So that's who you're dealing with, okay? I mean, 2 peas in a pod. And they go back, okay? But again, this is how the good old boy system works. College buddies, friends, this is how this works.
Plus, I got a bare spot down here.
The
The fridge of that now.
And have it wreaked on all these innocent people at the hands of these monsters. Now let's go ahead and
Oh
talk
my
about
god,
what's
look at
going
my
on
index finger.
now,
It's so
because they
ugly.
listen them on down the road. So you'll see on the screenshot up here an article by Olivia Land. It says Alec Murdaugh accomplished Russell Lafayette, sentenced to 7 years in prison. This is
Could have done a goddamn marble in half the
and just
time.
moves on to say the South Carolina banker convicted of helping Alec pull off the major financial fraud has been sentenced to 7
So
years
I
behind
found my
bars.
ergo
He's
file.
53 years old. He was sentenced Tuesday after a jury found him guilty on 6 charges of wire fraud, bank fraud, and misapplication of bank funds in November. He used his position of power and trust to steal from unusually vulnerable victims. It says his crimes undermine the public's trust in judicial and banking systems, and we are grateful to the FBI, South Carolina Attorney General's Office, and the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division for their partnership in ensuring he is held accountable. The former CEO has been ordered to pay more than $3 million in restitution and mandatory $2,000
I'm gonna file some more black off on
monthly
here.
installments. I mean, my God. Now let's read a couple more little screenshots here that we'll talk about it. So during his trial last year, he admitted to moving millions of dollars at Murdaugh's request, but insisted that he did not know the funds were actual settlement checks for the disgraced attorney's clients. The prosecution emphasized, however, that Lafayette and Murdaugh were childhood friends from affluent, low-country families. While Murdaugh eventually took the helm at his family's story legal practice, Lafayette got a plum position at his own relative's bank. I mean, the nepotism. I mean, you see it playing out, right? Let's go into the last one. It says, for years, Lafayette with Murdaugh's main contact with Palmetto State Bank. He was the banker, the organizer, the one who kept the train running. Alec was the rainmaker, the one who brought the money in. He violated the trust of the bank and its customers. The lead prosecutor told the jury in her closing argument. At the defense's request, the judge agreed on Tuesday to allow him to serve his 84-month sentence at a medium security federal facility in Jessup, Georgia, just about 2 hours from his family home. So there you go. Now, just a side note, this is one thing that always ticks me off of these kind of crimes because the victims are vexed, right? I mean, you could arguably say that this man had a hand, maybe not directly, but in what happened to people like Paul and Maggie because of just this greed and this whatever they were doing. I 100% think he knew what he was doing. He 100%.
I am not happy with them.
Each other their whole lives.
They're not
These
as
are two
horrible
peas
as
in a
they
pod, right?
were
each
when
have
I
these
started,
families
but
in Washington County,
they don't
and
look like
each got their
Stone
nepotism jobs
or
and
anything, and I
Now,
don't
this
think
is
I
what
should have
keeps
used
me out
pink
here.
or
Okay,
purple.
You put a low-level drug offender or someone like that in the same situation.
The last thing I want to
Do you
do
think
is
they're gonna be
redo
like,
this entire manning, you guys.
your family, and well, let's go get yourself situated before you come
Let's
back.
get some silver gel liner and see if I can improve
This
it
is
at
how
all.
the justice system sadly does seem to work a lot of times, where the more money you have, the more comfortable you can kind of make your situation. I imagine that his time will be pretty easy as far as it can go. Now he's going to probably have to pray that he doesn't run into
Of course, my brush is all
of his own
wonky.
victims or family members of those people, because they're probably vast and quite plenty of them. So there's that. Okay, I foresee Alec the financial crimes could keep Alec busy for years to come. Right now, it does sound like they are pleading out some of the stuff and just getting it off the books. Because here's the thing: he's not going anywhere. Okay, he's never leaving prison. He will be in prison the rest of his life. So he can either continue to drag these out or settle or whatever if he's not wanting to mess with going to court and that kind of thing, right? Now, I do think that he'll continue to fight, and the lawyers will too. But again, it's like, get these people their money. Get these people their money that was stolen from them, so they can go on stealing money from a man who's quadriplegic at this point. I mean, again, it's just the fact that the man, and I mean Alec, can lay his head down and actually sleep at night without the voices keeping him up speaks volumes to me. So, okay, there's that again. Anyways, if you are still watching, I greatly appreciate it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. I mean, a question I always keep asking with this is, number one, with Gloria, what do we think happened to Gloria? A lot of people were saying that they thought Paul pushed her and that Maggie lied, and obviously, and that kind of thing happened. I have dogs, and y'all know Roscoe. I mean, I can trip over Roscoe, but I've had bigger dogs in the past, so I can get how one might be coming up and the dogs push you over and that being a legitimate thing. But so then to take that away, it's like, well, then what happened? I mean, how did she get fumbled up to this degree, right? So that's where you have to wonder, did something nefarious go down? Did Maggie or Paul do something? I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. And that's kind of it. Let me know what you think about all Alec. Boy,
there's one spot I want to wipe off.
This is another question I have. Do you think he's going to continue to plead these things out or take them to court and trial and whatnot and just be done with it? So I'll be curious to see. Anyways, again, thank you for watching. And Roscoe says thank you. He does ask for some sofas. He's actually getting up stretching. You might be able to hear him.
Hey, tell him to send some sofas.
He asked for the sofas in the comments.
Do you think that's any better?
Just the main picture. Anyways, until we meet down in that comment section and continue the conversation, I'll see y'all there.
Coaches, no nonsense, all business. Coaches never call up the JV. You'd expect it.
I think I'm gonna.
Supercut
I'm just gonna
stylists take
freaking
more
leave them,
reps
you
than the
guys. What do you
competition.
think?
Honestly, could this many coaches be wrong? Supercuts, real smart hair.
I'm showing them, so look and tell me, you guys. I mean, I ran into a bunch of problems. I overfiled. The free edge of my middle nail is totally clear, but you can't even tell because there's so much going on.
Oh, hey, how are you? Good. Well, I just wanted to offer an assistance in my travel with a really good friend of Travis's, and
Something on about Jody Arias. I'm just doing it.
I heard that he passed away and that
You do, Michelle?
I heard there was a lot of blood.
Do you think the silver helps? I think they look horrible. I really wanted to try a turquoise, but I was too intimidated, afraid it wouldn't work. So I didn't go for the turquoise today. I was trying to go for like a gray, white, black, and pink marble effect. Britt mentioned purple, so I pulled out purple, decided to throw that in too,
A suburb just 20 miles east of Phoenix,
But I'm,
surrounded by the natural Sonoran Desert.
It's
Visitors
not
flock to this playground for hiking,
the
golfing,
vision I had in
and
my head,
baseball spring training. But on the night of June 9, 2008, this oasis was rocked by the discovery of 30-year-old Travis Alexander's body.
All right.
He'd been stabbed 27 times, his throat was slit, and he'd been shot in the head. Travis was a devout member of the Mormon Church.
Okay,
a
so
wide social circle.
the
So who could have committed this brutal crime?
gel is dry. I'm gonna go
Investigators
through
had
and
only
reactivate
one
the nails, and then
His
we'll
ex-girlfriend,
top
a
coat.
young woman whose name would become infamous, Jodi Arias.
I didn't hurt Travis. I would never hurt Travis.
Travis Alexander had been stabbed 27 times and shot once in the head.
So you just need a thin layer of activator this time, and you only need to use it if you're planning to top coat with dip liquids. If you use gel liquids, then you can skip this layer of activator, just go into your gel top coating process.
Travis's house to see if he was okay, because for days we hadn't answered his phone and hadn't returned any phone calls. As soon as they opened the door, the odor gave it away that something's wrong. Then they saw the blood in the bedroom, down the hallway, and found him in the shower.
He was stabbed.
What a hot mess.
Times he was slashed. Eventually, he was shot.
Travis's acquaintances were telling the lead detective, this
Thank
woman
you,
Jody
Janet.
has been
There's no right. No, I know. I just, it's not the vision I had in my head, you know? And that happens frequently, but for the most part, you know, I know what I'm going to be doing. But this, because these dips are the type that, I mean, depending on what colors you add to it, you're going to get a different look every time. Every nail is going to be different. There's no way to make them all exact, you know? So, like Michelle said, and she's right, there's no right or wrong way to do it. You use the colors you want, you can add what you want, and
when Travis met Jody, I thought, how far can this
and as long
relationship
as you
go?
like
It's
it,
a
that's all
long
that
distance
matters.
relationship. I kind of viewed it as more of a one-night stand that ended up lasting more than a night. Travis was very devout in his religion. He was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, also known as the Mormons. He still wanted to make himself available to women that were more likely to be Mrs. Alexander.
My impression of Jody was that she desperately wanted to get married. She believed that a Mormon man would be a family man, that he would marry her.
He kind of treated Jodi Arias like the other woman. She didn't get to know a lot of his friends, and when she did, they didn't like her. He kind of kept her around because
I'm just going to wipe off
I don't think
excess.
he ever thought, this is the woman I'm going to
There's
marry.
a little texture
that was based a
to.
lot on lust.
Well, this nail I had to
Her
glue
life
back on,
was,
remember?
A series of dead-end jobs where she just kind of
But a
bounced
little
from one
texture
gig
just
to
from the
another
gel
in
polish.
pursuit of something that she found, I think, ultimately with Travis Alexander. Once they broke up, things really went off the rails, and it led to a savage killing.
Were you and Travis to talk to us?
And now we'll go ahead and do our top coat. I can open it. There we go. Sometimes when I'm trying to open stuff, excuse me, my nails dig into my hand, so I can't do it, you know? It hurts.
When Jody was arrested,
I do like how this
the feeling
pinky
was
nail came
relief.
out.
It was about time.
First, she said she didn't do
And
it.
I like how my thumbnail came
And then
out.
she changed
The
her
rest,
story to the masked
Eh.
intruder theory.
Jodi Arias is sticking to her story that two mystery killers murdered her former boyfriend, and she's convinced a jury will believe her.
No jury is going to convict me
Why not?
because I'm innocent, and you can mark my words on that one. No jury will convict me.
In the Superior Court of the State of Arizona, in and for the County of Maricopa, the State of Arizona versus Jodi Ann Arias.
so remember I had a lot of black on that one. You can see where I filed it down some, so it's more like a little bit patchy. You can see through it in areas and stuff. I like how my thumb came out too.
The defendant, Jodi Arias.
Prosecution's contention was Jodi decided to make a road trip, and she shows up at Travis Alexander's house unannounced. They proceeded to have a pretty passionate day or two of lovemaking.
I'm almost done here. I like to go immediately and with my second layer of dip top coat. I don't like to wait in between.
It was most of
But
him in the
if
shower.
you have your routine down and you know you like to wait a minute or 2 minutes before going in with your second layer and it works for you, then keep on doing what works for you.
Jodi Arias killed Travis Alexander. There is no question about it. The $1 million question is what would have forced her to do it. It was Travis's continual abuse. And on June 4th of 2008, it had reached a point of no return. And sadly, Travis left Jodi no other option but to defend herself.
the story switched to self-defense. That Travis
So mine don't
was an
really
abusive
look like
lover.
The
natural
defense couldn't
rock
save somebody
either.
else. Everybody knew, including Jody,
Maybe if I had
including
just
the
stuck to black
she
and
was the one
white,
who did it.
not
These
added
are
any
photographs
color, you know.
of the hallway.
Woulda, coulda,
This right
shoulda.
here is
You know how that
red
goes.
staining on the carpet in the master bedroom. What are we looking at here? That is reddish brown substance. that
That's
was inside.
smart,
It
Michelle. That's what I should have did. But I didn't even have them swatched. I swatched them here, you know what I mean? Like I said, I had in my mind I was gonna do like black,
All I
white,
just wanted to
and
do
pink.
was make sure that there was no doubt in any juror's mind that she deserved the death penalty which he was seeking. He was going to stop at nothing to make sure that they knew she was
I do
guilty.
like how my
and
thumb
that
came
they
out.
all
It's kind of
decided
bare
to
in the
vote
middle,
his
but I
way.
like it. And I like how that looks. It almost reminds me of a geode on my pinky. Just the shape of it.
Are you sure it's me? No, because I was not there.
Definitely unique. I challenge any of you to
strategy was to show just
Manny
how
twin me.
violent and gruesome this crime really was by displaying graphic photos to the jury. The most unsettling were the autopsy photos of Travis Alexander. And I want to warn you, what you're about to see will be disturbing to some viewers.
Taken together, all the wounds at the back and the head.
It's been due
over
for
time.
work.
The most significant wounds are going to be the neck wound, the stab
So we'll
wound
just wait for
penetrates the
these to
heart,
dry and
also
then
the gunshot.
The photos of
probably
Travis'
use my
body
purple nail
slashed
fee sleeve
and
again
stabbed
today.
elicited a lot of gasps
Or,
and
I mean, I could do
emotion
black
and tears from
or
the family.
white.
It affected Jody.
Most
Hey,
jurors have
Michelle.
not seen anything like this in their lives. They're
You know that
incredibly
gray nail
disturbing.
fee
They
sleeve
cause
with the
very strong
holes
emotional
that you've
reactions,
been wearing
anger,
lately?
disgust,
I
a sense
have
of moral
those.
outrage, and a real need to see someone punished. We can actually
Somewhere. They're
start
probably at the bottom of my
a
box
biased
because it's from last
processing
year.
of all of the evidence to support convicting someone.
Of the three that we've talked about.
Anyway, I have a pair of them somewhere.
One
I got them off
to
of
the gunshot to the
Shein,
head.
I believe.
Those appear that those would cause unconsciousness quickly,
Immediate,
immediately.
yes,
And the one to the chest would not.
less likely.
We have the defensive wounds to the hands. What does that tell you about
Yeah,
the
I think we'll use
sequencing?
the purple. It will help bring out the color of the nails,
I
you
would
know.
use the hands must have occurred before the fatal injuries, either of the head or of the throat.
According to the medical examiner, he was shot in the head
Not
after
quite dry.
he was stabbed 30 times. It was really important to undercut.
I can't wait to put some oil on because my cuticles are super dry.
What is this that we're looking at here? A latent palm print that has been developed on the wall.
I have to say, because of the purple and pink, though, there's some shimmer throughout it.
Yes, I do.
That looks
These
really
photographs
cool.
depict the washing machine. There was a memory
I gotta
of
fix
that
this
washing
nail,
machine that was
I
also
guess, still some more. The one that I glued on, I can see over here, extra nail. I didn't glue it on perfectly.
So carefully. There was a digital camera that Jody Arias put in the washing machine, presumably to destroy the memory card.
Were you able to find the date and time that the images were created?
These images, when you take them with this camera, it embeds the date and time that the camera has set on into the file itself.
And so with the photographs, at least that some of them comes date and time.
Yes.
Exhibit 162.
It's a stain.
All right, we'll see if we're dry now.
After the killing, she apparently dropped the camera or accidentally shot an image of her foot
Okay.
near the bloodstains.
Use my crisp
They
apple
literally have
cider.
crime scene
It
photos
smells so
from
good.
the
You got
defendant, which doesn't happen too often in capital murder cases.
As part of the investigation,
This is
you
from
were
Nails
engaged to
Truly.
Sit down and talk to the defendant about the killing of Travis Alexander.
Like, if you guys are looking for oils, I would go to her just for her oils. Her decals are very cute too. Her dips are like all shimmers, but her oils are next level.
We're at Travis's house, and I have pictures of you, pictures of him, dated and time-stamped on the day he died.
Are you sure it's me? No, because I was not there.
It's you. Remember, you took pictures of him in the shower just before he died. And Tamara actually took a couple of photos by accident. During the time he was being.
Really?
Yeah, Jody, really. You were there. Quit playing this game.
She didn't think, oh, the jig is up. I might as
So
well
we'll
just
definitely
confess.
do
I might as
silver
well just
jewelry
plead guilty and take my punishment. That's not Jody Harris.
Did you also talk
with
to
our
her
purple
about his 25
sleeve,
pound
right?
handgun that had been ostensibly taken during the burglary?
Yes.
Oh, Britt, did you get the Orly PR thing the other day? I've been meaning to ask you for a few days for fall and Christmas collections.
Caliber is the weapon used to kill him.
Yeah, that's why I had gotten it, Michelle, was last year for Halloween.
Her grandparents owned a 25 caliber pistol that mysteriously disappeared as part of a break-in.
The only one I have in here, my abstract ring that I was totally in love with is like just gone. I think that's too much for this. I'm super bummed. It was a 3-pack of rings off of Amazon that was $10, and that was my favorite one. And of course, I lose it. But it's not like I don't have 50 other rings.
She would have stuck to that story if the evidence didn't force her to change her story.
I think I'm just going to use my heart ring and then this one on the thumb. All right, here is my Manny with the Cosmic Nails Rock On collection. You guys, this collection is so unique and just completely unlike anything else that is out there. I think it's a must-have collection, and I mean, to get the whole collection in sample sizes for $14 is insane. But if you use my discount, right, then it's only $12.60. So definitely look into this collection. You won't regret it. I think it's amazing. It's awesome. And even though I'm not thrilled with the Manny, it actually looks a lot better now that it's top coated. I don't hate it. You know what I mean? Like, I was disappointed at first, but now I don't think it looks too bad. I mean, if you look up here, like up in here where it was so black and I had to file, it actually looks like not the way a stone would look, you know?
I wouldn't
So
the way Jody Arias was on the stand.
it's not bad. So don't forget Cosmic Nails Terra 10. Have a wonderful afternoon, ladies. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll go take pictures and then I'll send them to the chat. You guys can tell me what you think. I gotta go check on my child who I know is asleep. Have a great day, guys. Love you all. Bye.
Warren Martinez and the state had delivered a compelling case with mountains of strong evidence. Now it was up to the defense to present Jody's